I'm sitting there talking and my mic is off. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Show. It's the B. Tatum. It's the B. Tatum Show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the B. Tatum Show, the B. Tatum Show. Thank y'all for joining breaking news. And it's probably not breaking news to a few of you guys, but it's breaking news to me and breaking news to others that Trump, they thought that Trump was going to lay down like a dead pig and just let them run away with the fraudulent election. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Not on our watch. President Trump and his legal team, I'm going to say his legal team. I want to give his legal team props because they're the ones out there really killing it. And I mean that in a good way. But the two bombshell cases and situations, 3 bombshell situations, according to what I have read related to his campaign investigation in Sidney Powell, is that one is the Pennsylvania ruling. Obviously, the judge upheld the block of certification for the vote in Pennsylvania. What does that mean, Mr. Tatum? That means that there's sufficient amount of evidence that will lead them to believe that there's enough corruption or whatever going on that they cannot legally, justifiably secure or what do they call it? They can count the vote in Pennsylvania, or they can secure it. It's a term that I'm looking for. Certify. That's the term. They can certify the vote in Pennsylvania. And then just today, I believe, I could be off by a day. I try to take a break from this stuff every now and again. But just today, Sidney Powell in the state of Georgia filed for a immediate, you could say, procurement or the seizing of the Dominion machines. What does this do for President Trump? What does this do for Republicans? What does this do for the country? When you seize these machines, because this is my whole thing. They kept saying, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Well, you have people swearing with affidavit testimony that these things are occurring. Now, the average person don't have access to Dominion voting machines. The average person don't have access to logs and stuff that they can do an investigation on. That's why you present the evidence and you hope that state legislators and others are have enough integrity to take these objects and make sure they investigate properly. Now, in Georgia, I'm not sure if this is just slogan or this is just propaganda or whatever, but I know that Sidney Powell filed a lawsuit, and I believe that they are going to seize the Dominion voting machines to do a forensic investigation on them. Now, what's the difference between an investigation and a forensic investigation? Well, forensic investigation is way more thorough than what a general investigation means, meaning that you can open up a computer and whatever you find, or whatever little software that you can put into the computer as a average citizen, you'll get a certain level of information from that. A forensic evidence investigation is going to go much deeper and give access to tools and processes that are only available to certain investigatory agencies, meaning that the average person don't have these abilities. For instance, if someone was to do a forensic investigation or forensic audit of your phone, right? We used to do this all the time on the police department, where somebody will go on their phone, they get caught, they delete everything, delete, and they wipe their phone. They start it over. What people don't realize is that the phone never deletes anything. It just overrides what was previously on the phone. So to the naked eye and to the average person, unless you have forensic software, you cannot recover what's on the phone that has been overwritten. Now, the forensic evidence can pull and see the entire script, can see what was on the phone, what was overwritten, what was written on top of it. It's almost like a script that's written. They can see all the way from the inception of the device what happened, what was deleted, what was saved, all of the above. That's what a forensic investigation will do. That's what Sidney Powell is pushing for them to do on these Dominion voting machines. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if anything that Sydney has said is true, if anything that the whistleblowers or the people who are swearing under the penalty of perjury is true, based on the Dominion machines, this is going to change the world forever. This is going to change America forever. Nobody's going to be the same. If they can prove that, somebody said turn up your mic. I'll turn it up a little bit. If they can prove that there are abilities and capabilities in these machines, which I think is already proven, but they have been used and manipulated in order to swing an election. If they can show on these machines, once they get them, they gather them, they capture them, and they were to do a forensic investigation on it, if they were able to do that and find that they dumped Trump ballots, that they took votes and put them in a category, and this is what Sidney Powell was saying, that they can take votes, put them in a other category or a miscellaneous category or a questionable category, and then delete them. So that means they can take valid votes and make them questionable votes, put them off to the side in the system and delete them by the tens of thousands. And then they can then add other votes in for Joe Biden on thumb drives and different things like that. My God. The third thing that I was mentioning, somebody mentioned in the description section, I mean, not description section, but the comment section, is these servers from Germany. Like, I remember when they first came out, the servers from Germany came out, and they were saying that it had Trump at 410 electoral votes. 410, meaning he won California. He won every state except probably 3 or 4. I say 4 or 5. My God. What would our country look like if we catch them with servers? I met a lady today, and her husband said he watched all of my live streams. I told him I was going live tonight. He's probably watching. His wife told me, I believe that was his wife, told me that when they got the servers in Germany, and my wife had looked this up, when they got the servers in Germany, there was a shootout between the special forces, I think Delta forces, and the CIA. And I haven't seen that on the news anywhere. Now, of course, I'm not 100%, I try to stay up as much as I can, but I got so much stuff going on. Everything is going in 45,000 different directions. So I try to stay up on it, but I didn't hear about that. What? Our federal agencies or government agencies are getting into gun battles while trying to secure the server in Germany. I mean, God, help us, Lord. And this is big, y'all. If you ever thought, and then see, I told y'all from the very beginning, and I'm not swearing that President Trump is going to win. I'm not saying that. I don't know. I'm not God. But I have a feeling. There's a feeling that you get, when things happen, you get a feeling. And I have a feeling that these things are going to work out in our favor. Our meaning favor of the American people, not the cheating, stealing, treacherous, evil political elite and the liberal elite and the con artists on both sides, liberal and Republican, Democrat and Republican. But I just feel like God is getting ready to vindicate us from all the treachery, all the lies, all the falsehoods, all of the Russia. And they know that they were lying the entire time. They knew they were lying. And God is getting ready to vindicate us. That's what I feel. Now, I ain't got no message from heaven. And God came down in an angel, and Archangel Michael came up to me in a dream, in a vision, and put spit in my eyes and told me to put mud on them. And I saw a vision of Trump being elected. That's not, I haven't had that experience. And if I do, I will tell you guys. It will be breaking news. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. It'll go, breaking news. I had a vision. And if that happens, I'll do that. Whole thing. It'll be the boom, vision. I'll start crying, everything. But until then, I'm just telling you what I feel. And I believe that God is getting ready to do something positive for us because we have been loyal. We have been doing things with good intent. And these crazy, sorry politicians, I'm not just talking about Democrats, I'm talking about Republicans too. These crazy, wacky politicians have been deceiving us and have been lying to us. And I believe God sent Trump to reconcile the world back to a position where, in my opinion, a more godly man will be able to finish the deal. Trump is like a pass-through. Trump is like the battering ram on the SWAT team. When I was on the SWAT team, and I was a rookie on the SWAT team, so I didn't get a chance before I left the police department. So I didn't get a chance to be the cool guy doing the ram in the door, whatever. I could do it in the training. I was driving the vehicles and pulling us up to the spot, but I wasn't I wasn't on the entry team because I hadn't had the experience. You have to be pretty legit to be on the entry team. So, but I remember we used to have the ram. You have the ram and the we call it the Halligan, which is the prying mechanism or the prying device that we use, whatever, pry your door open. But those are the two individuals that work the door at the front. So as soon as we go up there, we get the entry team, right? Unless we're doing explosive breach or something like that, we'll have the entry team, ram, and the Halligan. Just in case they have to pry the right iron open, you pry it open, and boom, boom. Hopefully you a beast like I was, and some of the dudes on our SWAT team. You do one hit, you do a one-hitter quitter. Boom. And the door opening up, and all they hear and all they see. All right. So that's all they hear playing in the background when wood chips is flying everywhere. You throw in flashbang, boom, everything is going flashing, and it's music to my heavenly ears when I used to see the entry team go in there and take care of business. But I'm saying all this to say that President Trump is the ram. Boom, he hit the door, it shatters. Everything's going everywhere. It's chaotic. We throwing bangs in there. They raking out windows. They turning people's houses into bird cages. And then the entry team come in. You got the point guy, team leader, go in, smooth like butter. The guy come in after him, they go in twos, go in that room. We flowing through the house like water. It's smooth. But it's smooth because of the ram and the entry team. They blew it all up. The door ain't hanging on the hinges. The door didn't flew off. We in. We going straight in there. Bad guy don't know what happened to him. That is what Trump is doing, ladies and gentlemen. Trump is the battering ram. It may not look pretty. It may not feel pretty. You may want to cry when you look at some of the stuff. It may be violent in the beginning. But he's opening up an opportunity for the next godly selection to come smooth in. Now you got judges on the court. Now you got all of these things going in the right direction. I'm gonna get y'all super chats in a minute. I can recall them. For God to send in that person that's smooth, like the enemy sent in Barack Obama, smooth, good talking, handsome man. That sound like he knew exactly what he was doing. It was the right place at the right time. He was the black man that could change the racial division in our country because we're no longer a racist nation. Boom, the enemy had their chance. Now Trump has his chance. Boom. Now let me give you something real quick because I know people like, oh, it's all shenanigans. It's all talk, no action. Let's show you this right here. So, explain to me this. Riddle me this, Batman. Republicans plan to occupy Georgia State House in response to Secretary of State ordering Dominion voting machines to be wiped. Why do they need to wipe the voting machines? Why would they need to wipe the voting machines? Because they know, just like Hillary Clinton knew, that they got dirt on those machines. And that's why we're ordering an emergency petition, not petition, but emergency order to take those machines and put them into custody of investigators to do a forensic audit, forensic investigation of those machines. And then we have more evidence. And I want people to realize this. When people say, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? So thank you for your super chat, Peter. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Affidavits of service. I mean, not affidavits of service. Sworn affidavits of testimony, witness testimony is evidence. Now, it may not reach the threshold of evidence enough to make certain things move, but it's still considered evidence that will be presented in a court of law, that is going to be presented as a effort to gain the preponderance of evidence, meaning 51% of evidence goes in your direction. That means that you have more than half of what you need for evidence. You're one step above the opposing argument, you could say. So the evidence of the sworn affidavit, plus if we get the machines, plus when we start revealing and unraveling these things, plus they got the server from Germany. When you find out and you methodically go through and you get all the evidentiary value, this will help Trump and America win. This is not just about President Trump, in my personal opinion. This is about America. This is about America. You can look at the people, and this is, people can speculate all they want. You can look at the people that Joe Biden is claiming that he wants to put in his cabinet. These are lobbyists. These are bought and paid for people. These are not, your good and faithful Americans. And I don't understand how Democrats are still supporting the Democrat Party at this point when they screwed y'all out of Joe Biden, out of Bernie Sanders twice. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. And this is what I feel, honestly. If Bernie Sanders was running against Trump for president, I would be concerned, right? Not because just what Bernie is saying, but Bernie is against the establishment like he says he is. He's like the Donald Trump of the liberals, of the leftists. He's the Donald Trump of the leftists for them. He has a movement. People believe in him. He's relatively, I'm going to say charismatic. He's nowhere near charismatic. But he's motivated. He has energy. And he's old, but he's not senile like Joe Biden. They had a guy. They had a guy that they could run with. They had a guy that they could push and they could get some steam going with. But they cheated. They cheated the Democrats out of that guy. And what do you know? Now they got Joe sliding Biden. And that joker is in bad shape. And I don't know why people put him up to that. I don't know what his wife and them was thinking, but that was bad. Let me grab a couple of these super chats and I'm going to get back. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. We got 10,000 people watching. We should have 10,000 likes because I know that majority of y'all feel what I'm saying, and I'm telling the truth. Let's see. Thomas, love the theme song, my dude. Thomas, thanks so much for the super chat. Sergeant Sullivan, thank you so much for the super chat. Brandon, come to D.C. March on December the 12th. I will be there in D.C. on December the 12th. I'm actually speaking, I believe, on December the 12th. I don't know which day it is, but I will be at that march on December the 12th. My flight is already paid for. I will be there. Let's see. Thank y'all for the super chat if you didn't write anything. Let's see. Tina, reject the reset. Please talk about this. It's horrible, and this is why they stole the election. This is the central bank wanting a one world current one world currency, electronic COVID to crush currency worldwide. I don't know enough about it to talk about it in detail. I will research the reset. I've heard about it. It makes sense, like as to the evidence that we have that they want to reset. They say it out of their own mouths. Alex Jones been talking about it, so I can definitely see where that's headed. I'll do some more research so I can give you a fruitful conversation about it instead of me just kind of like flying by the seat of my pants on that discussion because I'm not really familiar with it. Again, make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. You deserve 10 million subs. You speak only the truth. Thank you for everything. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. Tada, thanks so much for the super chat. Iora, Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm probably reading it wrong, but God bless me. God bless you for the super chat anyway, and God bless my mind. Joe Biden is president. Reject. Let's see. B Striker, thanks so much for the super chat. B Tate, you are a fantastic journalist. You explain things in such detail. Well, I just keep it real, man. I'm not bought and paid for by crazy people, so it's pretty easy for me to just say what the things that I read and kind of the context in which I understand them. May the peace and wisdom and strength of our Lord, Jehovah, Jesus, Mashiach, be upon President Trump, his family, let's see, Anons, I think the Anons, y'all know the Q thing or whatever, and all patriots as well. MAGA, serve God. I appreciate it. Serve God, country, and the world. God bless you. Thank you for that super chat. Must be Jewish. I don't know why I like the ring to Jesus Mashiach. Anyway, let's see. Brandon, the judge reversed the hold. Would they be deleting data now? Reverse the hold in what, Pennsylvania? The judge. I got to look that up because last time I checked in Pennsylvania, they upheld the hold. I could be wrong. And I'll clarify that. I'm going to look it up right now, but I could have sworn that last time I checked, that's what it was. Let's see. The B. Tatum show tune is so good. I appreciate it. Let's see. BT, what's going down? Dems, that's who. Powell opened a fraud case in Virginia, not only Michigan and Arizona. The Justice Thomas revenge memes are epic. Thank you for everything. Thanks for the super chat, Ryan. Thank you so much for the super chat. Billy, your wife is right. There's a link here. I'm going to click on it so I can have it in the background. Let's see. Said my wife was right. I can't find that link that you sent. Alan, thanks so much for the super chat, $50 super chat. Joe, thank you so much for joining the Tatum Squad. Robin, April, I agree. God is your best. Let's see. I agree. God has our best interests at heart. Grandma, thank you so much for the super chat. Ryan, thanks so much for joining the Tatum Squad. Holly, thank you so much. Let's see, who is this? I can't read. Let's see. The nice neighbor. Any thoughts on Corona being part of this plan? Wouldn't be as easy with the in-person voting. Election alone is enough to show scale of corruption. I agree 100%. I'll touch on that. I see Peter, thanks so much for the super chat. Callie, thanks so much for the super chat. Let's see. Man, you never read my chats. Hopefully you will today. But thank you for all you do. I appreciate it. I read that one today. You prophesied that I would read it, and I read it. Bro, we have no time. Can something happen by December the 14th? Is December the 14th the last date for Trump to win the election? We'll talk about that. What do you think the Dems' plans are if they win? I'm with you, brother. Trump is a gift from God. We have one already, and when these deep staters wake up in January the 20th, and it's going to be Orange Man for another 4 years, can you dig it? This is about to be our freedom. USA, USA, USA. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Thank y'all for all the super chats. Let's see. James, God bless our Captain Tatum. See, it says hero. Thank you so much, man. I love you guys. Appreciate it. But let's get back to the subject at hand. 100%. Oh, yeah, we got the service there. Somebody just sent the link to what my wife was saying. 100%, I think that this is what I think. This is my opinion. I'm not trying to say that I'm 100% right because I really don't know. But this is my opinion based on the things that I've read, things that I've seen, things that I know of. I do think the virus was a part of this. It was a big part of this. And I'm telling y'all, this is my theory. And I'm just going to put this out there. And if you believe me, you believe me. If you don't, you don't. It's all good. We entitled to our own opinion. This is America. The Chinese government, which I do not trust, and we should never trust them, I don't believe, not wholeheartedly trust them. The Chinese government officially is saying that the virus came from the United States of America. They're saying it came from the United States of America. Now, I don't believe them 100%, but I'm not I'm not going to rule that out because I don't trust our government either. The way they did Donald Trump, I don't trust him. The way they spied on his campaign, the way Hillary Clinton deleted 30,000 emails, had a server in her basement doing top secret information and didn't tell anybody about it. And when she got caught, she bleached, bit, and did all that stuff and never went to jail. I keep talking about 9/11, the things that I've seen at 9/11, some of the documents that our government is trying to tell us to believe. And you like, I was born during the day, but I wasn't born yesterday. Y'all fake. Something ain't right here. You ain't finna just lie to me. I'm not gullible like that. I question everything. I question Jesus Christ. That's why I believe in Christ so much, because I question, and I'm able to see unequivocally that Christ is true because I question it. I challenge myself. I challenge the scriptures, and I'm proving that the scriptures are right. But I don't trust our government. We're trillions of dollars in debt. They want more and more taxes. They hide stuff. We go to war. It was weapons of mass destruction. No, it wasn't. No, we didn't find nothing. Now we over there 20 years later. It's like, bruh, these people are pimping us. With that being said, China says it started in America, and America brought it to China. Now, I don't trust them, or I don't trust our government. Obviously, I trust our government a little more than I trust them. But I'm starting to really think, could it be possible that we did do that? Think about it. Could it be possible that we did do that? Why would we do that to our own people? Because we're lying about the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. We're lying. We're lying about the numbers. What other country has a vaccine? Name one. What country has a vaccine? Nobody. We do, technically, that I'm never going to take. The vaccine is dead to me because I'm not going to take it. But what other country has a vaccine? None. Think about this. They lied to us about the stats. Only 6% of people, according to the CDC, died from COVID. The rest of them died with COVID. With COVID. There's a difference of dying from it or with it. And 200,000 some people number that they're doing is people that die with it, not necessarily from it. And it's mostly elderly people. They're not telling you how many people die from the flu. They're not telling you how many people die from pneumonia. They're not telling you about heart attacks. They're not telling you about any of those things. They're not telling you about those things. They're lying. And then you say, why are they lying? Because they need to do the mail-in ballot fraud. Why did the virus somehow happen on election year? Think about it, man. Any other time this could have happened. Conveniently enough, it happens to 2020 election year. They said 2 weeks to slow the spread. That turned until it goes all the way to the election. I told y'all from the beginning that they were going to do that. Why were they going to do it, Brandon? Because they were going to try to do mail-in ballots. They had it planned out when they said 2 weeks of shutdown. The president gave them the authority, gave them the vindication to shut the country down, and they were never going to reopen until their plan was accomplished. Mail-in ballots, mail-in ballots, mail-in ballots. An easy way to matriculate down fraudulent behavior through the voting system of mail-in ballots to swing the swing states and try to get Georgia so they can win the Senate. That's exactly what they did. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we conjured this up, we blamed it on China because we know how sorry they are, and then we doing our little backdoor deals in America, where now we did all of this so they can do what? Take the vaccine. $1 billion, $1 trillion worth of vaccine money that's going to go to all of these big dogs. Bill Gates and all these top high rollers, the vaccine money, because they're going to try to mandate it everywhere in America. They're going to provide it to everybody all around the world, and they're going to get billions of people to take a vaccine that probably don't even work. I think, I'm not saying this is true. Allegedly, according to what I've seen, my personal opinion, I think this is what it's all about. That's why they still pushing it. Why are they ramping it up? They were slowing down. Oh, the numbers are looking good. We're improving. We're improving. Everything is looking good. All of a sudden, the numbers go up. All of a sudden, there's a scare. All of a sudden, they're talking about testing and all this other stuff. Yes, because they need to prime you for the vaccine. They have to prime you. They need to get you scared again and thinking that everything is going to crap so they can throw your head into the vaccine thing, and so you can just get it, to take it out of fear and desperation. And they probably put, and Alex Jones say they're going to put like the mark of the beast in them vaccines. They're going to put nanotechnology in them. I don't know, but I know I ain't taking them. Anyway, let me grab a couple of these super chats. That's exactly what they're trying to do, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Exactly. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Christopher, thanks so much for the super chat. I thought the judge reversed her call, and now they are allowing to wipe the system. Let me look this up because I don't want to be wrong. I didn't think that the judge reversed in Pennsylvania. Judge. I don't know what you're talking about. You talking about Georgia or you talking about Pennsylvania? It says, rebuke, repeal, appeals court, reject Trump's. It said judge reverses Philadelphia court ruling. When was this? The 5th. That's November the 5th. 2 days ago, this was published. Let's see. In harsh rebuke, appeals court reject Trump's election challenge in Pennsylvania. Let's see. Voter 9, choose the president and the judge. Court appeals wrote in 21-page repeater. Mr. Trump legally. Mr. Philadelphia appeals court Friday. Trump could not stop or attempt to reverse certification of the vote. This was on the 27th. Let's see, 21 pages. Maybe I was wrong about this. Maybe they did that. I need to look this. I need to make sure that I'm right about this, because the last time I checked, it was all good and they had it going, and now it looks like they said they reversed it. But it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, given the fact of what's going on in Georgia. And I'm telling you, let me tell y'all something. I'm telling you, I believe Trump is going to win. If they somehow try to thwart the will of the people, it's not going to go well. I'm just telling you. It's not going to go well. It's not going to go well, man. There's no way they're going to do that. And then somebody tell me to slow-mo the chat. I'll try to do it. It's not going to go well. I'm forewarning people that people are going to lose themselves if they go and try to thwart this election with all of the fraud that we know is going on. And they say, "Oh, we're going to wipe the machines." That's not happening in America. So I'm just warning. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, let me grab a couple of these super chats, man. And make sure y'all hit the like button. Also, we still have the discount going, the Black Friday discount. This is the last day of the Black Friday discount. We did it over the weekend. Is Black Friday Matters. Black Friday Matters. You get a discount on the Officer Tatum store. Okay, while I read these super chats. Christopher, I think it was in Georgia, if I'm not wrong. Okay. Let me look into this, because it's so confusing even to me sometimes about what's going where. Appeal, override, appeal, Supreme Court, injunction. We'll see. Because I know that in this article, I may pull the article up and read it. I may read through the article because I think that's what my wife has showed me. Alex is a CIA op. He is a disinformation operative. Look up David Icke. He's been saying all the stuff since the 70s. I mean, I like David. I watch this David Icke stuff too. It's kind of weird that they were banning him off of all stuff if he was some type of CIA operative. I'm kind of not feeling that. Let's see, the military World Games also took place in Wuhan, China in October 2019. 100 different countries, 10,000 athletes. Seemed like a huge coincidence, right, 100%. I think I had the COV in June of 2019. The COVID got really sick for a month with a weird flu here in Chicago. My doctor said others complained with the same weird flu-like symptoms. I think a lot of people already had it, man. We already know. Give a shout out to my hubby, SFC Cork. We watch you all the time. SFC Cork. Thank you so much for watching me. I appreciate it. I hope I'm saying all that right. Forgive me. I went to private school and I don't know how to read that good. But God still loves me. All right. The vaccine is dead to me too. Yeah, the vaccine, they can, I'm laughing at that vaccine right at this point. Did you see Joe Biden got sent to the hospital for breaking his foot? It's really suspicious, and I think that they're hiding something. Yeah. A lot of people break their foot and go up missing. He broke his foot. We never seen him again. How do you break your foot and we don't see you again? We know what it is. Sky, what's up, Sky? How you doing? What's up to all my mods out there? Let's see. It's on Newsweek.com. Anomaly did a video on it. I love Anomaly, man. Anomaly go hard. I ain't gonna even lie. He be doing some real deep research. Me and my wife tested positive today. I'm 42 and out of shape. That has to been easier than any flu we've ever had. I know, man. Some people get it hard. Some people get it now. I had it. I didn't even test for it, but I know I had it. I had all the symptoms. It was horrible, but I made it. My wife had it. I think that she barely phased her, and she's diabetic. The Georgia judge reversed his decision today. It was today. Okay, I've been at church all day. Is it true it starts in Harvard lab? Then we sent the Wuhan because Obama cut off Fauci's funding. Yeah, there's some stuff going on with the Harvard lab. They arrested a guy for sneaking in vials and stuff in his socks. They arrested him earlier this year. It's a professor, American professor, headed to Wuhan. Had vials of unknown substance in his socks. Got arrested. Christopher, I thought the judge reversed. Okay, I think I read that already. Joe, thanks so much for the $50 super chat. Let's see. Rena, the Atlanta servers were already wiped. Judge reversed order. How would this ever be heard, especially when courts are giving orders with prejudice? A PA judge stated filed objections too late. Should have been done last year. Yeah, there's some stuff breaking today. Let's see. What do you think the Dems plan if they win? Man, they're gonna try to destroy America if they win. That's all. That's what it is. Let's see. General Flynn YouTube. Watch it. Somebody just sent me that link on General Flynn's YouTube channel. Let me see what this is.
Tonight, a WV.
All right, I'm gonna watch this with y'all. No, it's an hour. I can't watch it with y'all. It's an hour long. But this is what was sent to me. I looked it up. I have to watch it later. The link is in the super chat. I'll watch it later. We'll look it up. But this thing is an hour long. We can't watch it together because it's all kind of copyright mess going on. But let me go back to the super chats. Thank y'all for the super chats, by the way. Appreciate it. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Somebody said something really interesting. Everybody's super chatting. It's too many. China tried to break Australia. China is trying to break Australia with trade sanctions for wanting an inquest for virus origin. Maybe that's a request. Wanting a request for virus origin. The virus came from China, but they are in on it with the Dems and rhinos. Possibly. Bring back the Christian clothing. Yeah, we had a new vendor for my Officer Tatum store, so we gotta start over kind of with getting all the products back on the store, making sure we can get it to people in a timely fashion. We had a vendor, then we had to switch vendors again because we had somebody lie to us about the products they can get for us, and they waited to the last minute to tell us, so we had to fire them at the last minute. But thank God that my boy out there in Utah took care of me, got it rolling. Now they're sending out products as we speak, probably tomorrow. Not as we speak because it's a Sunday. But yeah, let me look up some of this stuff that we're talking about because I want to make sure that I get it right. So we probably read through this real quick so we can see. This was published by the New York Times, which I don't really trust them that much, but New York Times, written on November the 22nd. In a blistering decision, the Philadelphia Appeals Court ruled on Friday that the Trump campaign could not stop or attempt to reverse the certification of the vote results in Pennsylvania, reprimanding the president's team by noting that calling an election unfair does not make it so. The 21-page ruling by the Third Circuit Court of Appeals was the complete repudiation of Mr. Trump's legal efforts to halt Pennsylvania's certification process, and was written by a judge that he himself appointed to the bench. Free, fair elections are the lifeblood of our democracy, the judge said, wrote on behalf of the appeals court in a unanimous decision. Charges require specific allegations and then proof. We have neither. This is what they said in the Court of Appeals. I could have sworn there was another ruling that came slightly after this. Even though Republican plaintiffs have continued filing lawsuits challenging the integrity of the election, Mr. Trump has not let up on, they say, baselessly questioning the election results on Twitter. This is my thing. I can't read this because it's biased, baseless. There's no baselessness to it. There's no baselessness to it. They got the thing on there. Somebody probably read my emails. There's no baselessness to it. But when you go on the internet and you look up this, what do you find? To put at the top is this one from the New York Times. Washington Post, Trump, that's 2 days ago. Request for the emergency injunction in Pennsylvania. Let's see, 765. This was 2 days ago as well. It says Federal Court Appeals panel rejects Trump request to block certification in Pennsylvania election results. Let's see, a federal appeals court on Friday reject President Trump's request for emergency injunction to overturn the certification of Pennsylvania's election results. They're delivering another defeat to the president's attempt to reverse the outcome of the state that has already formalized presidential-elect Joe Biden. There's no such thing as president-elect Joe Biden's victory. Trump's campaign has filed with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit Court after the U.S. District Court last weekend dismissed its federal lawsuit against Pennsylvania election authorities. Let's see. The law sought to halt certification of Pennsylvania resulting in. Okay, let's go down a little bit. Okay, this is pretty much the same thing. Charging of unfairness or serious, but call. Okay, that's what the judge said. Trump's legal lady said, legal advisor to President Trump campaign said after the decision that the case will be taken to the Supreme Court on going to be taken to the Supreme Court justice using an acronym. Let's see, acronym of the Supreme Court of the United States of America, obviously the SCOTUS, obviously. Trump had no immediate response, but his personal lawyer, Rudolph Giuliani, later suggested that it's no clear whether the appeals court actions will be challenged in the Supreme Court. Giuliani said that the legal team was weighing which case would be appropriate to take to the higher court. There are any number of cases that we can take to the Supreme Court, he said in an interview Friday night on the One America News, an appearance during which he repeated the same claims that they were rejected by the Third Circuit Court panel. We have to decide which is the right one. Let's see. Okay. We get it. So let me read this. Also on Friday, election officials conducted a recount of Milwaukee County, one of two Wisconsin counties where the Trump campaign paid a total of $3 million to review the ballots. The result: Biden roughly 20,000 lead in the state, grew by 132 votes. A recount in Dan County, home to Madison, continued, and the Trump campaign still could sue over challenges raised during the recount that was rejected by local election officials. That's one thing about these recounts. The recount is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. We don't need a recount. We need an audit. Now, just because the state rejected these things doesn't mean that they can't take it to the Supreme Court. Now, for those who are watching this that understand how the Supreme Court and all that stuff works, is that when the circuit courts give a certain ruling, you just keep going up. You go state. I don't know if it's like a state level or whatever, but you keep going up. The end all is the Supreme Court. Now, if they lose in the Supreme Court, it's not gonna be good. If they were to lose in the Supreme Court, losing in the lower courts, the Third Circuit courts, is not that serious, if I could say it like that, because the same thing happened with Bush Gore. Bush lost in all of the lower courts, and then they got to the Supreme Court, and it was a winner chicken dinner. People are telling me to slow down the chat. Let me. I can't slow it down. Stream hand moving. Click the edit. Find your option settings. Hope I don't mess the stream up if I click edit. Let's see, chat. Okay, enable live chat. I thought it was already on there. Enable slow mo. So I'm gonna put slow mo. Enable live chat. Is that not on? Enable live chat. What does that mean? Let the fans communicate with you and each other while the chat is live. Is that not on? It's kind of weird. I thought it was already there. All right, let's save it. There's a whole bunch of people communicating now. Okay, what did it just do right now? Did it do anything weird to the chat? I think it slowed down the chat. I'm going to try to answer a couple of these super chats while we wait in purgatory. Let's see. I thought the judge reversed. Okay, I think I read those already. These things are not easy to do. And then it's like sticky right now. Now I can't even look at the super chats. Now I got to go down here. It says, what if wiping servers is a hood thing? Wiping servers is a hood thing. No other options other than to throw out votes if they have no servers to review. I guess a good thing, not a hood thing. Wiping the servers. I don't know. That's kind of weird. You see the General Flynn interview on WVW News Network. First interview since he was pardoned. Explosive. I got to watch that interview. Let's see. What is this link right here? Huge. Pennsylvania State House and Senate resolution to overturn certification results. Let's see. Somebody just sent me this. This is an article. It said Newsmax, whatever. Let's see. When was this published? I got to make sure this is up to date. I'll read it in a minute. I got to figure out when this was published. When was this published? Do they have dates on here? I don't see any dates. I don't see any dates anywhere. I guess I got to go back to my chat because I don't see any dates on there. Watch Steele report bill. I mean, let's see. Watch Steele report bill still on Germany. Let's see. Didn't Obama send loads of money to, West China? I believe all communists, including Democrats, want one world order. 100%. I think that's what they want. The flu vaccine is not 100% effective, and neither is the COVID. No cure for both. Flu we had no mask. It's all about government control. 100%. Could you go on American Uncovered? It is an honest news source. Make fake news activities look like toddlers. Activists look like toddlers. If you do, could you say hi to Chris for me? Yeah, I'll go on there if it's cool. They got to reach out to me. Go to booking at The Officer Tatum. Well, just go to my website and then go to the booking thing. You just go to my website and then you go to booking. So at theofficertatum.com, theofficertatum.com, go to booking, book me. My assistant will get it all set up. Public interest, they really mean. I mean, the COVID thing is a fraud. Like, I just want people to know that. Just for the record, it's a fraud. It's fraudulent behavior. It's not that big of a deal, although they're trying to make it a big deal so they can swindle you into doing what they want to do. From a day ago, the link that Kimberly sent me was from from a day ago. Let's see. Let's see if I can read this. It's kind of small. Maybe I can make it, zoom it in a little bit. Okay. A band of 26 Pennsylvania House lawmakers are circulating a memo seeking support of a proposed resolution declaring that the state certification of presidential elections and other statewide election results to be in dispute. Declaring the results of the statewide election contests electoral contests in the 2020 general election is to be in dispute. A group of House of Republican lawmakers have announced their intentions to introduce a resolution called the Governor Tom Wolf and Secretary of State Kathy Booker. I think it's Booker, to withdraw the certification of the November 3rd election results in the presidential and other state contests. In Pennsylvania, the Republican-controlled House and Senate, Rudy Giuliani and Trump team presented a compelling case with witnesses and evidence of voter fraud at the Senate hearing on Wednesday, so much so that many Republicans are galvanized. Okay. And yeah, this dude right here, Mr. Mastriano is saying he gonna do big stuff, man. It's just I gotta do some more research and clarify this stuff for us, man, because I think I did it right. I got to do some more research and clarify some things for us, man, because it's so confusing. Because Mastriano was saying certain things. The House of Representatives are trying to get their power back to certify the vote instead of the state legislature. The state legislators are trying to do it instead of other people in the government in these states. It's confusing. I just believe that Trump is going to win, and these things can be challenged in the Supreme Court, which is where we want them to be challenged at. They have to be challenged in the Supreme Court. Let's see. Have you heard anything about the U.S. Special Forces and CIA firefight in Germany? Thoughts? I heard about it. I got to get the information on it, but yeah, I heard that there was a firefight between the U.S. Special Forces and the CIA getting the servers in Germany, and they don't put it out on the news. Nobody knows about it, but there was a firefight. There was a shootout. People got killed. Special Forces and a person from the CIA, I believe. Let's see. I'm a licensed attorney in Florida. I've read most of the lawsuit filed. Bring me to a sum up the case. Let's see. Bringing me on to sum up the cases, I'll keep it 100. Let's see. Email me at booking@theofficertatum. Booking@theofficertatum, and I'll try to see. You got to give me some evidence that you are a lawyer or whatever, and I could bring you on. Like, that's a great thing. I need to bring some people on. I have a setup here on my little network. We can bring people on, side by side cameras. We can do it big. You just contact me. We'll try to figure it out. My assistant to get us set up. We can get you on. I'll bring on, if you're an expert and you can prove to me that you're an expert, you can prove to me your argument. I'm probably gonna brief you before you come on. If you can prove to me, I would love to have people on who are experts that could come on and clarify some of this stuff. Man, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a common sense person like you, like everybody else. I'm just reading this stuff and using some of my experience to do deductive reasoning. Service rate in Germany is on the Tatum Report YouTube post. Let me go to that thing. Let me find it. Because we do a lot of stuff on Tatum Report. Like I take Sundays off, ladies and gentlemen. Normally, I take Sunday. I go to church. I spend time with my family. I try to get away from these politics. But I do have a team that works on Tatum Report around the clock, or they work on stuff on Saturday and they just post it on Sunday. Let me see if they put it up on here. Facility. Let's see. So we have some videos on here. Let me see which ones. It said the Kraken released the raid CIA facility. All right, let's go on there. All right, we're going to play this. We can play it because it's my content, my material. Let's get on here. Can y'all hear that?
Now, Sidney and the president, through, I believe, General Flynn, have got the Kraken organization, the 305 Military Intelligence Battalion, working with them. Because in all of this, we have not seen any footprints of the DOJ, of the FBI, nor the CIA on the friendly side.
Wait a minute.
It's been on the deep state side.
Let me just stop you there, General, because you just said something very interesting.
Yes. Sidney got the term Kraken because that's the nickname of the 305th Military Intelligence Battalion.
What? See, y'all way deeper than me. Y'all, I don't know if you caught that. I'm going to play this over again. Yeah, see, some of y'all way deeper than me. Y'all been telling me this, and I was like, what are they talking about? General Flynn is the Kraken. Emailing you now. Okay, Teresa, email me. All right, let's play this again. Can y'all hear it? Is it loud enough? I think it is. I can see
Sidney and the president, through, I believe, General Flynn, have got the Kraken organization, the 305 Military Intelligence Battalion, working with them. Because in all of this, we have not seen any footprints of the DOJ, of the FBI, nor the CIA on the friendly side.
Wait a minute.
It's been on the deep state side.
Let me just stop you there, General, because you just said something very interesting.
Yes. Sidney got the term Kraken because that's the nickname of the 305th Military Intelligence Battalion. And that has been her source, along with other sources that Mary and I know about, but we don't want to talk about. And so we're getting the different sources that are relaying this.
My mic's off. This is like blowing my mind right now. My mic was off. Ugh. This is like blowing my mind. You didn't miss nothing. But the release the Kraken, like this is crazy. This is crazy. It's so much stuff going on. It's crazy to me. Why can't it just be simple? Because I'm gonna tell you, it's an ebb and flow of how I think things are happening. Thank God for somebody telling me about my own YouTube channel that we obviously have a staff that does it. And they killed it with this one because I didn't even know nothing about this. I need to watch my own YouTube channel. But it's so confused. The judges appealed. Now they rejected it. Now Trump don't have a chance. Washington Post saying he doesn't have a chance. Now they're doing this. They're doing this. They're doing this. They're doing this. And then the Trump administration, the campaign said, we don't have any connection with Sidney Powell. They didn't put no context to it or nothing. We just supposed to guess. And Sidney Powell had this all along. She has been so confident that it's crazy to me. Sidney has been so confident. That's why I'm like, if anything she say is true, it's gonna bust some doors off. Let's finish this.
But the important thing is they identified, now get this, they identified China, Iran, and Russia as being involved in this and manipulating the votes. In addition, the U.S. Army, the U.S. Special Forces Command seized a server farm in Frankfurt, Germany, because they were sending this data from those 5 states or 6 states through the internet to Spain and then into Frankfurt, Germany. Special Operation Forces seized that facility. So they have those servers. And they know all this data they are providing.
Did that go down without incident, by the way? Did that seizure go down without incident?
So they seized the server farm. Like I just y'all gotta bear with me. We're in this together. I don't understand how we're even having a discussion right now. If they seized a server farm that has clear evidence of voter fraud and our election being run from Frankfurt, Germany. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Well, I've heard it didn't go down without incident. I haven't been able to verify it. I want to be careful in that. It's just coming out, but I understand my initial report is that there were U.S. soldiers killed in that operation. That was a CIA operation. And so that's the very worrisome thing. Did that occur because of what Mary and I and Alan were notifying on the Sunday and the Monday in different networks that this was going to happen, that they were using Hammer and Scorecard, and so they decided to bounce it overseas. So the server farms that Hammer and Scorecard were using in the continental United States couldn't be used. I don't know that. In any case, it makes it more vulnerable because when you start moving that kind of data overseas, other people look at it.
But you,
y'all, this is crazy. This is crazy. If this is legit, now I know I've learned as a former police officer, you can't just believe everything you hear, right? You can't believe everything you hear. This sounds pretty legit. And if it's legit, like this is another 9/11 type thing where it's like our government is lying to us about stuff that they shouldn't be lying to us about. It's very simple. Did these people do this? Did they do this? Was it terrorist? Yes. But why? Like, if it was, then why are y'all lying to us about these tertiary things? It's crazy. Let me finish.
You are saying that was a CIA facility, and that was where the server was taken from by these special forces, was a CIA facility in Germany.
That's correct. Frankfurt, Germany.
Shout out to the Tatum Report, TatumReport.com. My staff is kicking in gear, man. They kicking in gear. They got news before. you know, I need to go check up on my own thing. Because they got it already ready to go. They got it already ready to go. They got it already ready to go. People in the comment section loving it. It's interesting to me. It's interesting to me, ladies and gentlemen. It is interesting to me because I just wonder who has what. We always get these bombshell things that go on, but nothing is provided as a result. Nothing is provided as a result. It's blowing my mind. Let me grab a couple of these super chats because I got a couple of them while we were watching. And if I miss you, I love you anyway. Hey, Brandon, you said to run up the score, which made them run up the cheating. Keep doing what you are doing. May the Lord bless you and your family. Trump 2020. Thank you so much for the super chat. James, thanks so much for the super chat. Let's see. Uncle Guns, thank you so much for the super chat. Brother, dinner is on me at High Fullerton. When I'm back in town, you and your wife both, along with me and mine. Cheers to you. All right. I don't even know what that place is. I'm probably saying it wrong either. Let's see. The 305th Facebook page is gone. They are pros in their job. If Kraken Lady is working with them, everything she said is true. Dang, that's crazy. Let's see. Ed, thanks so much for the $100 super chat. Let's see. Kraken is an actual intelligence program that monitors and records all suspicious computer operations. It would have recorded the fraudulent Dominion server activity. Sydney says release the Kraken means release the evidence that Kraken program captured. It's like, why can't they just be upfront and just say that? Why can't they just say it? Just say it. Just say it. Just say it. Put it out there. Just say it. Release the Kraken. This is what it means. Go on the TV and tell us exactly what it means, unless it's top secret. Let's see. Liz43, thanks so much for joining the Tatum squad. Suzanne, could I please send you an email? I live in New York. I am trying to set something up that the entire country on one day will show our support and have millions demand an audit. Trump's morale must be so low. Morale must be so low. I think that dude ain't tripping. Trump, I don't know if Trump even have a morale level. Like, his morale level is based on what he feel. Like, ain't no external powers. CIA, FBI are doing this because it is about power. Kudos to the Tatum Report team. I got to give them a shout out, man. When we have our meeting, I'm gonna say, boy, y'all doing it so big, y'all outpacing me. I thought that nobody had nothing up on a Sunday. They didn't had it already ready to go. Let's see. Google. There's a website in this, but I can't click on it, man. You gotta put the HPPT or whatever. You gotta put the whole file in there because I can't click on it. Let me see if I can click on it from this side. Let's go back. I'll try to find it. Let me click on here. Am I able to click on that link? No, I can't click on the link. You got to like copy and paste the link directly into the thing. So thank you for the super chat, but I can't click on it. Brandon, keep in mind that the local police officers are far more confident than federal police agencies. There is and corruption and political bias federal. Okay. Got to help me. I can't read that good. You got to help me. Give me something to work with. Make it simpler. Let's just see. General McNerney. Let me read it on here because I don't know if that person even got the thing right. McNerney. I think I deleted it. I guess it's McNerney. Is 100% legit. Always see his history from Dr. David Jandus, Operation Freedom. Okay. Let's see. Thank you for the super chat. Kraken is the call sign for the 305 Intelligence Battalion. Really? I didn't even know that, man. I must be sleeping under a rock. Let's see. The video was scary, and the general who was in the video is working with Powell and General Flynn. His interview was before that clip. Do we have time? Yeah, we got time. We got time. Y'all want to watch this? We got time, baby. Y'all want to watch this? Give me a 1 if you say yes, or give me a yes. We can watch this thing because we'll just see how far it goes. I hope they don't ban the stream. We'll watch it and see how far it goes. Let's see what they're talking about.
W Broadcast Network exclusive. My guest, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, and his longtime friend, Lieutenant General Thomas McInerney, and national intelligence researcher and author Mary Fanning.
All right, let me just fast forward to when they start the interview. I ain't got time to hear all that yapping.
Yes, I would like to, Brandon, to let everybody know that General Mike Flynn is going to join us tonight in the few days that he has been pardoned by the United States, by the President of the United States. It is a great honor for us to have him, and for he and I to speak along with Mary and Alan about the treason that has been committed against this administration, this country, and this president. And General Flynn was a key part of that this threat that we are facing today did. So it's an absolute great honor to have you with us, Mike.
Absolutely.
And we must let America know what's happening.
Absolutely. With that, General, I am just going to give you the floor. I know you're on a cell phone, but I'm just going to give you the floor and let you speak.
So I'm wondering, I just got to pause it real quick because I didn't make a statement. Then I got to pause it every now and again so they don't copyright me, just to give commentary. But is that why they attacked General Flynn this whole time? Is that why they attacked General Flynn? Is that why Trump had to pardon General Flynn right now?
To the American people, thank you for joining us tonight.
So first of all, I want to just say thanks, Tom, for getting a hold of me and asking me to come on tonight. And Brandon, appreciate you connecting me in.
You're welcome.
I don't know what your audience is or who we're speaking to tonight, but I would tell you what's happening in this country should never happen. And we are going through, there's no doubt in my mind, we're going through a crucible of history. And if we don't correct what it is that's happening right now over the next couple of weeks, then I really hate to even think about what will happen in our country going forward into the latter part of December and certainly into the next month. I do not believe for a second that the country will accept Vice President Biden as the next president based on what we know to be probably the greatest fraud that our country has ever experienced in our history.
Which I think is 100% true. That's the biggest fear. They're not going to, it's not going to happen, man. You can't leave a stone unturned like this on the American people and think nobody's going to flip out on you. Keep rolling.
I mean, what we're seeing, what I'm in right in the middle of it right now, and I will tell you that, first of all, the president has clear paths to victory. They have clear paths to victory, and they actually don't require a lot of courtroom action. What they require is they require a lot of honesty out of elected officials and, frankly, a lot of Americans who are coming forward and telling us their stories. I mean, the hundreds and hundreds of Americans around the country in different states, not just the swing states, but many, many other states that are coming forward with their stories and putting them down on affidavits as witnesses. We had probably 10 or 12 affidavits come in from one particular state today, and because there's been a number of threats to people, these particular patriots, they sent their photos in with their affidavits and said, "Put mine up at the top of the list because I want people to know that I'm not going to be afraid of these people that are threatening our country and our way of life."
And affidavits are very important. It's very important. Like, these are statements that people have sworn that they're going to do under penalty of perjury, meaning that if they find out that you lied, you go to prison. Like, anybody can say something, but under oath, pretty much, that's very significant.
And so I say all that, and, on one hand, and the other hand, as I just described, we have clear paths to victory for this president. And frankly, he's going to win Pennsylvania. He's going to win Arizona. He's going to win Georgia. He's going to win Nevada. He's going to win Michigan. And the other.
They better be telling the truth. I think so. But I hope that these people aren't just blowing smoke and that they really believe what they said. Because it's time for us to win, man. We need to win our country.
The other one that he's probably going to pull in is Wisconsin, too, because there's a discrepancy in Wisconsin of 130,000 fraudulent ballots that they just found. They just discovered. So there's a lot of things happening. And it's all, to me, it's all positive. I was asked today on a scale of 1 to 10, who will be the next president? And I said 10, it'll be Donald Trump. It'll be President Trump. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind that he won this election hands down in a landslide, probably somewhere between 350 and 400 electoral college votes.
Y'all just hear what he said? This is going to be a long hour, but god dang. Powell sounds confident. See, man, let me tell you something. I was high energy, then I went low when people were telling me stuff. But these people, they keep saying this stuff. Powell, General Flynn, Trump, everybody keep talking like this ain't even a fight. I pray to God that they telling the truth. Anyway, let's keep going.
Have seen is over, and I know this, I mean, over the last probably 2 decades and probably longer, I could, give you a little bit of a history lesson in that, but I won't. But over the last couple of decades, what we have seen is a complete shift in how fast I believe that Communist China, in their long-term plan, decided that to sort of move up their plans to become the global superpower, sole global superpower on the planet. And their sort of plan was by about the middle of this century that we're in right now. And I believe during the last 2016 election, when they didn't get the candidate that they needed and the kind of ideology that they saw America moving towards, they were not going to allow 2020 to happen. And so now what we have is this theft with mail-in ballots, the theft with this software, Smartmatic software and Dominion, these Dominion systems. I mean, these are systems that are not owned by this country.
They're not owned by this country?
They're not owned by this country. They're owned by other. They were introduced into this country. I mean, how can we say, as the United States of America, how can we say that we accept a system that is not made in this country, and not even and in many cases the ballots aren't even tallied in this country? How can we say that here in this country that we accept that?
I wish my daddy could watch this right now. I wish my daddy could watch this. This stuff is mind-blowing to me, man. It's mind-blowing to me. What is happening? Our votes not even being tallied. These machines we belong to the United States of America, and they telling us that Russia was in our election. These people are evil. Let me let them finish.
The one thing, and for you all and for all your listeners, the one most precious thing that makes me the same as the wealthiest guy or gal on the planet, or the poorest person in America, what makes us equal? What makes us equal is when we go in to a voting booth and we close that curtain, or we go in there and we lean over to vote, my vote matters the same as the guy who's the richest guy, in America. It matters the exact same. That's where we are equal. And that's why this has to be fair and free. And it was not. And we probably, in fact, we know we have evidence of previous elections where this happened as well. But we're now focused on this one. And I'm going to tell you, we're not in this to lose. We are not in this to lose these battles. We're in this to win these battles.
I wonder why Trump pardoned Flynn, though. Like people saying in the comment section, this is an Operation General Flynn is involved, Operation Kraken, Release the Kraken. I thought Release the Kraken was like a southern, I don't know. You know how people have southern slang? You go, release the Kraken. I mean it's going down. But maybe they were talking about something else. And Trump pardoning General Flynn was for another reason. This stuff is like a soap opera. And
I believe we're gonna win. And I'm confident we are, because we have the right people, we have the right plan and strategy, and it's a little bit of direct and a little bit of indirect that we're taking, and people are talking all the time to each other. So I'm anxious, and you probably hear it in my voice that I'm a little anxious, because I just cannot believe the media and the censorship that is going on. Just look at what they do to the president of the United States of America. Look at what Twitter is doing to the president of the United States of America. I mean, it's infuriating to me. It's an abomination of the First Amendment, our freedom of speech. And frankly, for the President of the United States of America, the only means that he really has to be able to communicate is when he walks outside, or he goes in front of a group of people, or he walks outside and talks to the press, or he uses social media to communicate, because the media is not going to allow him to get his message out there. I mean, the major not press conference, but the hearing that they had in Pennsylvania the other day, and if anybody had a chance to watch it, I mean, it was an extraordinary hearing with politicians from Pennsylvania, senators on a panel, and the one senator that ran the panel for the state of Pennsylvania, that listened to the hearing, listened to a bunch of witnesses, listened to Rudy, listened to Jen Ellis and others on their team. The individual that ran it was a retired military colonel, and he's now a state senator in Pennsylvania. And he gave, at the very end of it, he gave a really good short summary speech. And it was heartwarming, because it was sort of a mom and apple pie that, hey, we can't allow this to happen in our country. We cannot, portray ourselves to the world as a third world nation. And it was a really, really good closing speech. And what did Twitter do? Twitter took him offline immediately. They completely removed his Twitter account, so people couldn't follow this guy. I mean, it's just outrageous.
Super crazy outrageous. People were asking me why do I stop. I have to stop every now and again so they don't copyright me. So I'm technically reviewing this and not just playing somebody else's content on my channel. So I had to stop every now and again. So forgive me.
It's outrageous. That's a social media company that is part of the public square. They are taking advantage of what they have been given, which is a real privilege, and they're abusing it. And so anyway, I could go on and on. I'm gonna stop and just see if you have any questions on anything, or you want to jump in on anything that I said. But I'm upset. I am determined. I'm going to be resilient, and I believe that I reflect millions and millions and millions of people across this country who feel the exact same way that I do.
Absolutely. Folks, we're being joined, if any of you new joining us, by General Michael Flynn. And General, you mentioned in your statement you put out the other day, thanking the President of the United States, you mentioned and you used the word coup. You mentioned we never again should allow this to happen to the American people. You used the word uprooted, undercut, usurped, or held hostage by a coup against our nation. Would you care to expand upon the word coup? Because I know General McInerney has used the word over and over, coup d'etat. I know you're not a man given to hyperbole, so I know that word did not make that into your statement you released for no reason. Would you care to expand upon the use of that word?
Sure. I mean, I think what we experienced over the last 4 years, and certainly in the late 2016, very late 2016 and early 2017 period, was a very strong effort to unseat a duly elected president and really try to remove Donald Trump by just political pressure, by technology pressure, by financial pressure early on in his tenure. Maybe to get him to just say, you know what, I'm not going to, I don't need this. I'm not going to put up with it and walk away. I think that there was some sentiment. In fact, I know there was some sentiment to maybe he'll just, he's the guy from New York. He's not a politician. He'll just say, you know what, I don't need this stuff. I got better things to do, and leave. And thank God that he didn't. And that then lasted. When he didn't, that then continued. That effort continued to go after him in any way possible to remove him through some means, whether it was the fake Russiagate, Spygate, or whether it was the fake impeachment, or some of the other the kind of stuff that we're seeing with this COVID situation that we're having to deal with now. So that's the first phase, if you will. That was still that's something that's been going on for years. Now we're moving into something different. So and not different in terms of it. This is still a coup in progress, but now it's a little bit different. And it's actually sort of they up their game.
Just so y'all know, if you're just now joining in here, we're watching General Flynn's interview about the coup that's happening in our in our country with the voting fraud. I have to intervene every now and again so they're not saying I'm ripping off their stuff. But this is crazy, man. We still got about 45 minutes of it, and I'm gonna try to play as much as I can so people can kind of get the truth and see what they were talking about. General Flynn is the first 30 minutes of this interview, and then I think the other gentleman is after him.
When they lost in 2016, I think that there was a decision, and I believe this, and that there was some type of decision to say we're not going to allow this to happen again. I mean, all you got to do is go back and listen to some of the comments this past summer from some of the senior people that were that are part of this Democratic Party, right? I mean, Hillary Clinton won being, I think it was back in July or certainly mid-summer time frame, where she said, no matter what, Joe Biden should not concede. What are we talking about there? I mean, why would she say that in the middle of the summer, 3, maybe 4 months before an election? So one of the things that I do know from my experience, in the military and in different places around the world is when your enemy tells you that they're going to do something, you better pay attention to what they said. And you better have some plans, and you better have some ideas about how to deal with that if, in fact, that does come to fruition. Well, in this case, we have opposing camps in our opposing camps of our political parties, and we know that the political party on the left is really way, way over on the left. Now, I have a hard time calling it or calling someone a Democrat or the Democratic Party. That's a name only, folks, because it's really the Democratic Socialist Party of America that has, usurped and taken over that element. And they are a very loud voice. And so they're Katie bar the door assault on us, on our country and our way of life. And they're doing anything they can right now to try to pretend like, okay, nothing to see here, and Joe's going to be our next president here. And I'm just telling you, it's the level of fraudulent activity, definitely what I would describe as what we have seen and what has been reported to us as certainly criminal behavior, but that remains to be seen because that's something that would have to be further investigated. But from the civil side of what I know people are involved in, there's definitely thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of ballots. So what happened in a very strategic way is that the electronic vote did not achieve the result that they needed on the 3rd of November, on Tuesday, the 3rd of November. The electronic vote did not achieve the result that they needed to be able to get them over the top and get the votes that they needed, because essentially the system was not, the systems were not set up in a way to get the vote count to where it needed to be, and at the same time kind of hiding how they were doing it, mixing numbers and such, and doing it in different ways in different states. So when that happened, they realized, okay, we have to stop. We have to shut down. Unheard of, unprecedented. And then Vice President Biden goes to bed. And they shut down, 5 states that night. Shut down, stopped. How do we ever allow that to happen?
Shut down 5 states. If you're just now watching, we're watching the interview with General Flynn and another gentleman that's really unveiling the status of President Trump's legal team filings and kind of how the election is going, the fraudulent stuff that's going on. This was a big thing to watch, so I just put it on so you guys can watch it. I'm watching it with you. We'll finish watching it, but if you're just now joining, that's what we're watching.
And then, of course, over the next couple of days, really from the 4th of November through the 7th of November, we start to see the mail-in ballot, the whole instance of mail-in ballot fraud. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of evidence and a whole bunch of people that have come forward. I mean, there's probably a couple of hundred, and I'm lowballing it, affidavits, people who have stood up and said, I'm sick of it. And these are Democrats and Republicans. We just got another piece tonight in another part of the country from a Democrat, a woman who's just absolutely sick and tired of what she saw, and she just wasn't sure what to do, and she finally said, I got to go forward and I got to report this. I can't live with myself. That is what's happening with people who are feeling in their heart that sense of patriotism to still say, look, I don't want my country to turn into something else, because that's what these people want. They do not want our country to be the republic that it is. They want it to be something else and change it, as we heard one president say, we want to fundamentally change America. And that's not what people want. People want to live the life that they have with the liberties and freedoms that we have under this great constitutional republic that we have. So that's sort of where we are, and that's what I mean by that. This is an ongoing effort. It's not the go take the Capitol, go take the radio station like we've done, in the past, in our own history years ago in Central America or the Caribbean or over in some of these other countries where we've participated or we've supported some of this stuff, or we certainly have watched it in other third world nations. Now it's happening in our country, and we cannot stand for it.
It's a new way of warfare. Is it not, General? Is that what you're saying? This is kind of the new way of warfare, and it is cyber warfare. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's cyber. It's a combination of things. It's certainly information. It's information. I mean, it's how you leverage information, how you leverage, the whole thing about psychological operations is you have to make sure that you pick the target and then repetition with the message over and over and over and over has to occur. And it's the only way you can do that in a country our size with all of the ways that we communicate is you've got to basically get the media on your side. And look at how many that's taken some number of years, but I can't stand here and tell you that that's not the case, because it is. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows the quote unquote mainstream media, which is a pretty robust group of organizations, and that includes the tech companies, right? When I say tech companies, the social media tech companies, everything from Facebook to Instagram, of course, Twitter I mentioned. All of these things are are just, it's, they are trying to control a narrative and tell the American people what they should know instead of allowing the American people information and letting each of us decide what's important or not.
So it's brainwashing. It's information warfare. It's brainwashing. It's psychological operation. It's those things that you studied and others study when they go through SEER school, correct?
Well, it's more than that. It's more than that. But yeah, it's the type of warfare. And in fact, if you study Chinese doctrine has 6 phases. The first 5 phases all have to do with information. The last part of it would be if those failed, or if you needed an additional, oomph, so to speak, you go to the gates, I say. That's when you may see something kinetic. But we're in this sort of period of information warfare it's unprecedented. I mean, again, I'm gonna stand in my box here and say the president of the United States of America is being censored by U.S. companies. I mean, think about that. I'm at a loss sometimes when I talk about it, and I talk about it, a couple of times a day to different people in different groups, and I'm trying to say, okay, at a certain point in time, we have to, that has to stop being allowed. When a company says what you just said, Mr. President, is not totally the truth, or there's fraud involved here, or fraud hasn't been proven. I mean, how dare they do that to the President of the United States? Because he's not going to get a fair shot, going out into the mainstream media crowd. Look at the interview that he did. I guess it was yesterday, where he had somebody's talking to the President of the United States in his office there, and he had to counsel the person. Don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to the President of the United States like that. I mean, it's like a bunch of school punks in a schoolyard. You can't have that. We can't have that in this country. I mean, debate and sharp questions, but not totally disrespect to not just the president. You may not like him, and that's fine. But he represents the presidency of the United States of America. He represents our flag, our Constitution, our country. And so actually, everything that we are experiencing right now actually is more than just an assault on President Trump. This is an assault on the American Republic, on this great country that we have. And people around the country, I know they're fed up with it. And they're not going to put up with it. And what they're waiting to see is the outcome of their own elected officials in the states do their job. And just because CNN or Fox News or a governor or a secretary of state certify an election, if the state legislature has not certified the election, then it's not certified in a particular state. And if there's a challenge, and there's a legitimate legal challenge, then they can't sit there and certify it while there's a legal challenge ongoing. It's just not the way it works. So the media is not going to cover any of that for you. The big media, they're just not going to cover it. And it's sad because they're trying to shove it down our throat. And the American public, they see right through it.
Well, and we're thankful you came.
100%. I know I got to interject. I'm letting it go for a long time, but 100%. They're trying to jam it down our throats. They're trying to make us believe something. They're trying to if they tell you a story 1,000 times, people begin to believe it. People are cowering. We see Republicans doing it. It is a shame. But we're going to keep watching General Flynn, and there's another gentleman that comes after him. This stuff is mind-blowing to me. I'm here giving you some encouragement, but, man, General Flynn just took the badge, man.
To us, one of the alternative media sites, and these are all growing rapidly, and when they all are added together, you're reaching millions upon millions of people through the new media. I don't want to keep you, General, longer than you want to stay. You've been very generous. I would like to ask you just a couple more questions. We have people that I know are getting frustrated. They're pacing the floor. I mean, they're really really is upsetting to them to see what the media is saying and how it's discouraging people. But you're telling them to hang in there, that this is going to all work out. I don't know if you can speak to it or not. If you cannot, just say so. But I know that Sidney Powell has been speaking about a lot of information that will be coming out. She wants to get it into court, not into the media to try it, but into the court. But can you or can you not speak to any of the hard evidence related to the server in Germany?
Yeah, I don't want to speak to that right now.
Okay.
She's mentioned it, and she's actually has some really good filings. They just filed another amendment, I believe, in Georgia. So they filed in Georgia, they filed in Michigan today, just today, and probably within the last hour or two, they just filed another amendment to those in Georgia and back again in Michigan. And I think the next couple of priorities, are looking at some of these other states where there's some big challenges. But you really do have to go and dig into, and this is the challenge. You've got to go and dig into the filings instead of reading a soundbite here or there, because it's our life. This is our country. This is the time in our history where if we don't get this right, this country is done. It will be over, as we know it. And and as I stand here talking to you, I'm not standing here for me. I'm standing here for my children, my grandchildren, and frankly, the beacon of hope that we are as a country.
We need to audit the entire country. We need to audit the entire vote, every state. When they find out what happened in those servers, we need to do the whole country, because Trump could have won California and other places. He could have just swept the whole country, and they cheated.
And I would say, and I'll just wrap it up because I'm going to have to jump here. There are paths to victory. I mean, it's clear, and so key states are Georgia, Michigan, Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin. Michigan, Arizona, Nevada. I mean, there's ways that the president can get to, and his team can get him to the margin that he needs to win without Pennsylvania. But he's going to win Pennsylvania too. So I'll leave you and I'll leave the audience with this, because I don't want my tone to be so strong where you sense a frustration. I'm really not frustrated. I'm determined, and I am going to remain resilient to this assault that we have ongoing by elements in our country that are trying to tell us, don't look here, everything will be just fine. It won't be. We cannot have this. We cannot allow this. We are going to we're going to get this straight. We're going to straighten it out. It's going to be done properly. It's going to be done legally. It's going to be done correctly. And it's going to be done with American patriots who love this country and who are fighting like warriors on a legal battleground for sure, with people like Sidney Powell, like Rudy Giuliani and his team, like people like Lin Wood, who's fighting tooth and nail. And most people don't even know his case that he's got going on in Georgia just got picked up by the 11th Circuit. Down in Georgia, and that's a good sign, because that means that the one judge down there that thought he was going to dismiss his case, the 11th Circuit pulled it out of him and brought it up to their level, to an appeals level, because they saw that there was enough evidence. So
that's pretty big. I didn't know about Lin Wood. That's pretty big.
I believe we're going to see some momentum changing here. There already is an undercurrent of momentum shifting for the president, and I believe that at the end of the day, we're going to find out that he won by a massive landslide, and he'll be inaugurated come this January.
General, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your service to our country, and you've honored us with your words tonight and your time, and we appreciate you taking the time to join us and speak to the American people. And not only are we live, but of course we will then put this out as a broadcast that will go far and wide. So you'll be encouraging an awful lot of people by taking the time tonight. So General, thank you for doing that.
Great, friend. And Tom, thank you for getting me the invite. God bless.
All right, so let's fast forward a little bit so we get to the other gentleman.
Navid Keshavaretz Nia, who is a 59-year-old resident of California who spent 40 years almost in the D.C. metropolitan area as a career intelligence community expert. I won't go into his background very much, but because of this declaration that he made, in which I am quoted and independently confirming, he uses my name, Kirk Wiebe, who is a former NSA official and a good friend of ours in working with Mary and I, and Dennis Montgomery, a former CIA analyst, who was really the creator, inventor of the hammer and scorecard capabilities. And that's what we broke, and we broke it on Sunday and Monday before the election, saying that this was going to be an action that will happen, and what transpired did in fact transpire. And Mary was very instrumental in informing me of this information, and all of a sudden, 2.5 days before the voting started on the 3rd of November, this was the 1st of November, I became involved in the voting game. My background is a military analyst. For 16.5 years, I was on Fox News as a military analyst. I have been the number 3 man in the Air Staff and the Air Force, and so I had a great background. But what made this so easy for me, Brandon, is I run a cloud company, an edge cloud company. I am intimately familiar with this kind of technology and what it's doing, and lived by it in my military days. Everybody remembers when we attacked Tripoli in 1986, and Gaddafi, I was the commander, and they launched from my bases in England. Now, I got that information from the British and other sources, but my whole life has been based on this. And what I'm seeing now is those technologies now are used against the American people. They are trying to seize control of this nation through technology and through cyber warfare. And they have enlisted, to include Fox News, who flipped on us. They have enlisted the mainstream media and the First Amendment to try to get on their side. And General Flynn talked about the censorship, for instance, that Twitter does, and determines what President Trump can say. That is ridiculous. It must stop. But because of all these assets, and they are using and misusing the Constitution of the United States, they have put us in a position that our forefathers were not aware of cyber warfare. And so when they set out in the Constitution the process of our election and going through the Electoral College, the voters meeting on 14 December, announcing who the president will be, and then going through on the 20th of November, the inauguration, that was not based upon cyber warfare. And so we have a time clock, and I bring this up to our listeners, we have a time clock, and we have to go through the legal system.
And just so y'all know, I just got to keep stopping it to review, but I want you guys to know that if you're just now jumping in, we're watching the feed, the General Flynn and some other intellects and people that have the scoop, the tea on what's going on in the fraud election. Got to pause it so I can give some commentary. I'm probably doing way too much. I'm doing way too long, but I'm going to try to push it to the limit because I want y'all to see this. But if you're just now jumping in, we're watching some pretty crucial news-breaking information about what General Flynn has and other people as it relates to this voter fraud and President Trump's path to victory in 2020.
It was not designed to operate in the cyber world. And so we have many judges turning down and not recognizing what has happened. And so that is the challenge that we are facing. And what my point I want to get across tonight, it doesn't matter if we have locked and sealed this decision process by the 14th of December. The president should not leave office until it is adequately heard. We, the American people, will demand that these facts be analyzed and looked at. And I'm going to cover some of those facts that have made it so compelling to me that there is no question about it. And let's start with the vote count distribution in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan.
Before he finished, I want y'all to timestamp this. 1 hour and 45 minutes is where this begins. And he said he has evidence of what happened. And thank y'all for the super chats.
Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia are not based on normal system operation. They are caused by fraudulent electronic manipulation of the targeted voting machines. For instance, at 2:30 a.m. on the 4th of November, TV broadcast reported that Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia have decided to cease vote counting operations and will continue the following day. This unanimous decision to initially and intentionally stop counting by all 5 battleground states is highly unusual. As a matter of fact, it is unprecedented, and it demonstrates prior coordination by election officials in battleground states, those 5 states that General Flynn mentioned. And because of this big flashing light to anybody that is understands the voting process, it immediately flagged this, and we start looking at each one of those states because they didn't stop counting. All of a sudden, in Michigan, at 4 o'clock in the morning, 138,000 votes show up. All for, guess who? Biden. He was behind in all those states when they decided to cease voting. And that's where they employed the cyber warfare, the hammer and scorecard, plus the Dominion voting machines and the software in them. That's where they put these applications on, like your iPhone, and they got a smooth voting. Now, when the numbers started coming back in those 5 states, they were different numbers, 138,000 in Michigan, 100,000 or 90,000 in Arizona. Now this is notional. A different one in Nevada and Georgia and Pennsylvania. But the important point was they were exactly at the same percentage. This is a mathematical impossibility that this could have happened, and it means an algorithm was used. And this algorithm was designed to stay within the bounds, and when the assembled numbers were put together, it wouldn't be obvious that these numbers of votes were inserted. And so this is a huge flashing red light. And it's important that people understand with this kind of data that we're seeing. Some more numbers that are interesting.
Before we continue, I got to stop and give a comment so they don't say I'm ripping their content. This is crazy. This is evidence. They keep saying they don't have no evidence. This is evidence. Thank y'all for the super chats. I'll come back and get you after we finish this. But this is evidence. It's clear. They stopped the voting in all of these swing states. I'm going to let them finish.
Sidney pointed out in Georgia that there are 96,000 absentee votes that were disregarded in Fulton County. They had a water leak. Pennsylvania. The state of Pennsylvania mailed out 1.8 million votes to their citizens. The state did. These are not absentee ballots. These were these ballots that have no chain of custody. Lo and behold, Brandon, 2.5 million came back. Now, someone had to have a printing press, and we're cranking them out. That is just the pure sniff test that doesn't require a genius to understand. If you mail out 1.5 and 1.8 and get 2.5 million back, something is wrong. Now, Sidney and the president, through, I believe, General Flynn, have got the Kraken organization, the 305 Military Intelligence Battalion, working with them. Because in all of this, we have not seen any footprints of the DOJ, of the FBI, nor the CIA on the friendly side.
This is where it gets juicy. This is where it's getting juicy. Thank y'all for the super chat. Let's continue.
Wait a minute.
It's been on the deep state side.
Let me just stop you there, General, because you just said something very interesting. You just said that who has just opened up the Kraken, and then you just described what the Kraken was. We all know the term because of Sidney Powell using it, but you just said what it is. Can you back up on that?
Yes. Sidney got the term Kraken because that's the nickname of the 305th Military Intelligence Battalion. And that has been her source, along with other sources that Mary and I know about, but we don't want to talk about. And so we're getting the different sources that are relaying this. But the important thing is they identified, now get this, they identified China, Iran, and Russia as being involved in this and manipulating the votes. In addition, the U.S. Army, the U.S. Special Forces Command seized a server farm in Frankfurt, Germany, because they were sending this data from those 5 states or 6 states through the internet to Spain and then into Frankfurt, Germany. Special Operation Forces seized that facility. So they have those servers. And they know all this data they are providing.
Did that go down without incident, by the way? Did that seizure go down without incident?
Well, I've heard it didn't go down without incident. I haven't been able to verify it. I want to be careful in that. It's just
He's going to say a little bit about it, but I heard there was a gunfight between the CIA and Special Forces. People lost their lives. What the happened? Why are our media not talking about this? What happened? I want to know what happened. I want to know why was there a shootout between our own military and the CIA?
Just coming out, but I understand my initial report is that there were U.S. soldiers killed in that operation. Now, that was a CIA operation. And so that's the very worrisome thing. Did that occur because of what Mary and I and Alan were notifying on the Sunday and the Monday in different networks that this was going to happen, that they were using Hammer and Scorecard, and so they decided to bounce it overseas. So the server farms that Hammer and Scorecard were using in the continental United States couldn't be used. I don't know that. In any case, it makes it more vulnerable because when you start moving that kind of data overseas, other people look at it.
But you are saying that was a CIA facility, and that was where the server was taken from by these special forces, was a CIA facility in Germany.
That's correct. Frankfurt, Germany. Now, we have all this information. General Flynn, of course, people must realize, was the senior military intelligence officer in the U.S. commands of the Defense Intelligence Agency. He's a career intelligence officer, knows this stuff backwards and forwards. And from my experience in the cloud business, this was a trivial operation, relatively speaking. But the magnitude, because so many people, Brandon, were involved, so many people, like General Flynn mentioned, a Democrat person saw this, are coming forward. But what we are doing, we are competing with the Constitution and the 14 December date for the Electoral College. And why? Because we have this information, and we know that not only did we have the deep state in the executive that President Trump had to fight, we also had it in the legislature where you have Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, Schumer, all of those people were involved in this. They were involved in the Russian hoax. They were involved in this coup d'etat. But we also had the judiciary. And Judge Sullivan, who was General Flynn's judge, outed himself on this. And so you have the compromise there, and that's why the 305th, the Krakens, were targeted and selected, I believe, because the president could trust them. That's why Chris Miller, who is now the acting Secretary of Defense and a former Special Operations hero, that's why Chris Miller is the Secretary of Defense.
What about his speech that's gone viral of him directing all Special Operations forces to answer directly to him?
Well, that tells you something, doesn't it?
Yes, it
It
does.
tells you that we had to tighten up because there are people that are part of this conspiracy. This is treason, what we're talking about.
Is this crazy or what, y'all? Is this crazy or what? I can't, like, we're in a twilight zone, dude. It's like all of the things that Alex Jones and these crazy people that people say are talking about are true. It's that deep.
Some people may just think, oh, it's just politics. Yeah, all right. So President Obama used it in 2012 to win. He and Biden used it to win Florida. So the Democrats used it during the primaries so Bernie Sanders would lose and Biden would win. You know, that's politics. You know, we've been cheating. No, it's not politics. This is treason. Benedict Arnold gave away West Point, or tried to, in the Revolutionary War. We haven't seen treason of this magnitude ever in our history. And those politicians, those people, like the head of the Chris Krebs, who's the head of the Cyber Warfare Infrastructure Security Agency, he was until he was fired a couple of weeks ago or more by the president because this was a perfect election. He is guilty of treason. He had to be complicit, and people must understand that. You people that have done this are guilty of treason against the United States, and we are going to demand this president, insist this president not leave office until the American people have had a full disclosure of what's going on.
That's some big accusations. Treason? You know what the penalty for treason is in the United States of America? Y'all, this is deep, man. This is deep. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's just, it's like we're living in another world, man.
What you're saying,
Now,
General,
if we have
is,
reasonable.
let me just clarify. What you're saying is that President Trump needs to fulfill his oath that he took to defend America against enemies, both foreign and domestic, and he must not let deadlines stop him from fulfilling that oath. Is that what I hear you say?
That is exactly what you heard me say, Brian.
Now, how high does the treason go?
The Constitution. Beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, keep going. I'm sorry.
The president has in his oath to the Constitution to defend the country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And we shouldn't let a schedule that we know is so blatantly flawed that anybody can understand that with just the items I've given our listeners tonight. And when you have hundreds of thousands of votes that were falsified, and we know they're falsified. And by the way, I believe those servers are going to show that. And I believe that he is going to show that. It'll probably have to be done at the Supreme Court because you have judges like Sullivan and that are going to try to protect themselves because fingers are going to start pointing to everybody. well, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. They're going to use the Nuremberg trial. Well, the Fuhrer told me to do this. They're going to say, well, President Obama knew I was doing this. He told me to do it. And or Vice President Biden, or Biden was the runner here. He told me to do it. They're going to point fingers. But when you have people that are driving up in cars with carloads of ballots, some not even folded, and they're driving them into these 5 or 6 battleground states, they're going to talk. They don't want to be involved in treason. And so people are going to talk the magnitude of this and the vote, because I think the president won in such an overwhelming vote. Well, I know he did, that they had to do these things. And these were not, they're no skilled in the craftsmanship of what they were trying to do. They were trying to match the ballots with the numbers that they had come up with and determined were needed. And doing that in real time, you had an analog of trying to get ballots, then digital was easy. You can just change the numbers. And I won't give the chap's name, but someone, a Republican on television last night, was saying why it would be so important for the Republicans to get out in Georgia. It doesn't matter how many people we get out in Georgia, Brandon. They'll just up the number. It's a digital number for them. We cannot let them use hammer and scorecard. And in my opinion, we can't have these mail-in ballots in Georgia in time. They should leave the polls open, but they must get a chain of custody. And we can't have this absolute disregard for the laws of the land and by judges and by legislatures. They must get hold of this. There is a path, but I believe that the Democrats are going to think this is politics and they're going to try to shut that down. Well, if they do, then the American people must demand that the president stay in office until this is cleared up, because it's treason, it's a coup d'etat against the government of the United States, and we cannot accept that.
100%. This gentleman is 100% right. 100%. I got some breaking news that just came to me right now, but I'm going to let him finish, and then we're going to talk about it.
That's 3-star General McInerney. Go look up his bio. I don't have time to get into it tonight because we've given it over and over. 3-star General Thomas McInerney. Go look up his bio, folks. He's not a man given to hyperbole.
So I'm sure he's going to go through and give his little spew, but that's the information that you have. You got it from the general. You got it from the other general, General Flynn, of the information that we have on the fraudulent behavior that's going on against our people. So a little bit of breaking news just came out. My friend Sergio sent this to me. Let me see if I could just pull it up. Pull it up so you guys can see it. It's on a Twitter monster. I'm ready to get off Twitter so bad it ain't even funny. I'm ready to get off all this social media BS. These people are evil and they're liars. Okay, so let's bring it on here. Let me zoom it out a little bit. It's too big. There we go. Put me in. I think I went too far. Okay, so it says right here, it says Georgia judge issued third order in Sidney Powell's case blocking Cobb, Gwinnett, and Cherokee counties from destroying evidence related to Dominion. Think about this, Think about this, y'all. Think about this. Think about this for a minute. Think about this. Why are we even having a conversation of the destruction of information related to the Dominion voting system? Why? Why are they trying to destroy this stuff? Why are they even going this far? Certification ain't until the 14th of December. Transition of power ain't until January the 20th. Why are they trying to destroy information while it's under investigation and it's suspicious? Because they are cheating. And we have to stand up for our rights. I'm telling you right now, there will be unrest in this country if they fraudulently try to push through Quid Pro Joe, Geriatric Joe, Slow Joe, whatever you want to call them, Creepy Joe, Sleepy Joe, I rolled my ankle playing with my dog because they actually getting ready to get rid of me, Joe. If they do that, America will be in a position of unrest. And I personally believe if you think these liberal bluehead crybabies are enraged and causing unrest, imagine what true patriots will do if they try to cheat us out of this election. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to pay attention to what they're doing. The media is complicit. They are involved. They're all saying there's no evidence. I just showed almost an hour-long video of General Flynn and the other general citing facts, information, investigatory things that need to be looked into. I showed it to you. It should at least cause a reasonable person to believe there's something there. There's some there. And if our media won't say it, if the government won't do anything about it, then the people are going to have to stand. We're not going to lose our republic because somebody's cheating. It is not going to happen. Tomorrow, I'll be at the hearing tomorrow in Arizona. Me and my wife going to show up there. We're going to the hearing in Arizona because we need transparency here in the state of Arizona. This is Trump's country in Arizona. This is Trump's state. There's no way that Biden won this state. No way. There's no way. There's no way. Lines of thousands of people driving on the freeway, blocking the whole freeway. 70 miles of cars. And you telling me Joe Biden won? When Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came here, did a rally, and nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. And you telling me they won Arizona, Maricopa County? And Trump had like 3-4 events here and 30,000 people or more at every event during the pandemic. And you telling me Joe won? That fool don't even know the difference between, he don't know what a psalm is. He don't know what a psalmist is. He rolled his ankle playing with his dog, and you think he can be the president of the United States? You got to be kidding me. It ain't going down like that. We're going to make sure of it. And there don't need to be nothing crazy going on. We're just standing up for what's right. We're standing up for our country. Angela, thanks so much for the super chat. Sam, you walked away from law enforcement over money that's being said that you have. Okay, somebody's hating. Somebody's hating. I don't even want to entertain that right now. Ron, thanks so much for the super chat. Let's see. Doobie, thanks so much for the super chat. You're exactly right, sir. Thank you for your service. I'm going to address that super chat here in a minute. Love the content. Keep up the good work. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much, Ms. Parker, for the super chat. I appreciate it. The only thing I can say, Brandon, is hang them high. 100, hang them high. Let the feet dangle. Thank you so much for having this information. I provided the information. Let me just address that real quick, because somebody super chatted me. I just got to say it. I ain't going to spend too much time. I ain't going to burn too much of your time, because I know people will need to go to sleep. Somebody said, you quit law enforcement for money. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. God opened up an opportunity for me to do something and expand what God wanted to do in my life. That's why I left law enforcement. That's why I left law enforcement. It ain't got nothing to do with money. I didn't make that much money. They weren't paying me some crazy amount of money to leave law enforcement. I didn't have no social media following. I didn't have no businesses. I did it because I believed God was telling me, Brandon, I need you to have your voice to go out to the world. You've done your work. You put your life on the line for the citizens of the west side of Tucson, Arizona. You put your life on the line, and because you've been faithful, and I can use you because you're open as a vessel of Christ, I want to expand so that the message can go through you to the people. Left the police department, had no idea what was going to happen. I was still a certified police officer after I left the police department. Still a certified police officer for 3 years. 3 years after I left the law enforcement office. I mean, after I resigned. 3 years, still a certified police officer. 3 years afterwards, I could have went back, but God is telling me to keep pushing. I have a plan. I have a mission for you, Brandon. And I just have to address that because I don't like when people throw shade and just say stuff. And then I don't like when people don't address certain things, where they let people just run their mouth and say crazy stuff, and then they just go, oh, I'm going to avoid it. No, y'all know from me, you hear from the horse's mouth, God has sent me. That's why I have such a tremendous social media following, is because God has called me to do a mission. People tell me all the time. I met a person today when we were going to eat. I'm not gonna say where because I don't want people to stalk me or nothing. But we live out here in Phoenix, and somebody came up to me and said, "Man, you speak my language. You're speaking up for the people who cannot speak. You're saying the words that I want to say, but I can't. You're articulating what I feel. That's not something that I know how to do. I'm not God. I don't know how to do that. God just gave me a message, put it in my heart. I keep it 100. I'm not doing it for fame, for fortune, or nothing. I'm just speaking. And listen, let me tell you something. This is a preaching point for people. When God has put the light in you, you shine in darkness. God has saved me, and there's a light that shines from me, and it emits in the midst of darkness. That's why people follow this channel. I say what I feel, and people follow this channel because it's light in the midst of darkness. And that is spiritual, in my personal opinion. All right, let's see. Let me go here. Thank you for affirming the Maricopa County and Arizona are indeed red and Trump country. No way can they be blue all of a sudden. Man, it ain't blue out here, bro. It's not blue out here. We still have open care. I mean, the governor won big. Yeah, it's crazy. Pat, thanks so much for the super chat. Jesse, one problem is the judge are saying some evidence of voter fraud is not enough because they risk disenfranchising millions of votes. Unfortunately, 73 million people feel disenfranchised. Yeah, that's why the disenfranchisement of 30,000 votes, 300,000 votes is nothing compared to 73 million, potentially 80, 90 million. Let's see, Mr. Franklin, let's see. Mr. Franklin, what do we have, a republic or a monarchy? A republic, if we can keep it, let's keep it, folks, for the sake of the next generation. 100%. We gotta make our move. Becky, thanks so much for the super chat. Mike, thanks so much for the super chat. Bro, thank you for stepping out and doing what God has called you to do. God bless you. I appreciate it. Biden, who was a part of the greatest humanitarian disaster since World War II, with the liberation of Syria, Algeria, and Libya, is somehow better than Trump. Right. Love you, Brandon. Your voice is so very important. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much. Ken, thank you for the super chat. Gloria, thank you for the super chat. What can we, the people, do to help? It's many things you can do. There's many things that you can do to help. Be a voice. Tell your friends. Tell a neighbor about what's going on. Share this channel. That's how you can help. If you believe in what's being said on this channel, that's how you can help. There's obviously ways to help fund the channel. There's ways to help with Tatum Report, because Tatum Report is kind of my news aggregate outlet. We do have our own independent writers, so it's a news outlet for people to get the truth. So you don't have to worry about Fox News and these fake news networks. How do you support Tatum Report? You go on to Tatum Report, you subscribe, you get the push notifications, so you can get all of the news. It's 100% free. And we do have people that bless us by donating to Tatum Report. You donate to Tatum Report, any amount, it's a blessing. It helps us fund all our writers and all the people that are a part of making Tatum Report happen. And that's the biggest blessing that we can do, is to keep funding true and accurate news, not that fake, phony, fraudulent, bought and paid for Fox News Network. Fund real news. This channel, this is real news. When you super chat or when you buy merch or whatever the case may be to fund, you are helping fund this channel. You are helping fund the movement. And it doesn't always have to be financial. If finances is something that you can help with, then God bless you. Do it. I believe God will bless you on that front. But you can also support by sharing the content, hitting the like button. That's free. Hit the like button. The like button generates these videos to be more popular in the algorithm, and so they go out to more and more people. And so if you don't have any money to donate, and that's not something that you do, hitting the like button and sharing this content is just as valuable. It's probably even more valuable than just giving monetary giving monetary gifts. Sharing the content is the purpose of it. Although if you have, God has blessed you enough to have money to donate, that definitely helps, because all of this stuff that I do, I mean, obviously it's not free. So we don't live in a socialist nation. We live in capitalism. So it's not free. But so when you guys donate, the links are in the description section. I'm going to have to put them in this description section because I think it didn't come in the description section. But you can go to PayPal. You can go to Venmo. You can do the super chats. You can buy merch. The merch is the easy way to donate or to help fund the channel, because you get something from the merch directly. Like, you go buy the merch, and then you get something that you can wear, that you can support, and you have essentially supported the channel. And that's on the Officer Tatum store, and we have our Black Friday thing still going. It's going to be going through to tomorrow, and it is Black Friday Matters. Black Friday Matters is the discount code. You get 25% off, which is legit. That's a lot. Let me get a couple of these super chats. Mike, I think I already got yours. Mike, John, love you, Brandon. Your voice is so very important. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much. We received that blessing. Thank you, Brandon, for bringing us the non-fake news. That's all I know how to do. I know how to just tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me, Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior. Kim Clement prophesied in 2007 and in 2014 about Trump, and said many things you said you believe in, and you say a lot of things he said. Example, man second to his own heart, and many other. Check it. I think it may be check it out. Yeah, man, I heard about that. I need to go and review his prophecy, because I read a little bit of it. I think that was the firefighter. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Thank y'all for joining the Tatum Squad. For those of you joining, Christopher, who else joined the Tatum Squad? Sunnyshine. What is it? Sunnyshine, I think. Letty, thanks so much for the super chat. God bless America, MAGA 2020. Healing Heart, thanks so much for the super chat. Doobie, thanks so much for another super chat. B Tatum, you're killing it. Keep it up. Keep on keeping on. I appreciate it, man. Y'all support is just giving me life. Do you think President Trump will invoke Presidential Directive 51? I'm not even sure what that is. If it is something that gives him an executive order to stay in office because we are being attacked by foreign government, I think that he should, and I support that. Ben, thanks so much for the super chat. Donna, thanks so much for the super chat. Matt, you are an inspiration in my own walk with God, that when God decided to use somebody and they listen, it just works no matter what. God bless you. Thank you for that, man, because I want to get all y'all super chats, but that just hit home to me. Like, and I know I'm not here to try to preach to you, even though there was a great sermon at church today. The church that we go to is phenomenal. And I don't want to dox our church, because I don't know how people are going to react, but you need to get it. It's the best church in Phoenix, in my personal opinion. Anyway, answering the call that God has on your life. That's the biggest point that people can take, is that when God is calling, don't be caught being afraid and listening to what other people tell you to do. Ladies and gentlemen, people were telling me, do not leave the police department. You have a pension. I walked away from a pension that I vested in. I walked away from a pension. I walked away from unbelievable health insurance. I walked away from life insurance that was unbelievable. I walked away from all kinds of stuff, a consistent paycheck. I walked away and leaped out on faith. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know how I was going to really make money consistently, because I was working for an organization that they ended up almost going completely out of business in the 3 months I was there. But I walked out on faith in God, and I never stopped believing. I said, God, I'm going to do, let me tell y'all something. And this is a preach by itself. I told God a long time ago, and I built trust with God a long time ago, that when God tells me to do something, I can do it with the faith to know that God is going to take care of me. No matter what it looks like, I don't care what it looks like. What I see ain't got nothing to do with God, because God can see in the future. I can't see the future. I'm not some wizard or something. I can't see the future, but God can see the future. And I know because of the things that God has already done in my life and has done in other people's lives, give me the confidence and courage to say, I'm going to step out on faith, and I know God ain't failed them. He ain't never failed me, and he's not going to fail me this time. That's why I step out on faith, and that's why I do what I do, and I believe that's why God has blessed us. All of the social media following ain't Brandon Tatum. Brandon Tatum's so smart. I'm not the smartest guy out there. There's dudes that do YouTube that's way smarter than me. There's dudes that way more intelligent than I am. There's people that can read way better than me. There's people that are more bold than I am. It doesn't matter, because God has called me to do something, and I said, yes, Lord, I'll do it. I don't care about losing reputation. I don't care about losing friends. I don't care what my family think. I'm just going to do what God told me to do, because I trust God. God made me. God made this earth. God has blessed me. I'm going to put my trust, my faith, and my courage, whatever I have, I'm going to put all that energy into God. That's my investment. I'm going all out investing in God. Y'all worry about the stock market. I'm investing in God. I'm putting all I got into God and saying, look, to take care of business. Because your boy, people have failed me. Football failed me. Relationships failed me. God has never, ever, ever failed me. Even when I thought it was over, even when I thought it was done, even when it was times where I was wondering, did I even want to live? God had never failed me. Every time I push, God responds. Every time I give, God returns. Every time I put my neck out there, God vindicates me. And if you're willing to do the same, God will do the same for you. You serve the same God that I serve. We don't serve different gods. You serve the same God that I serve. So the things that God do for me can do for you. So if you see me succeeding, you see my social media growing or whatever, because I'm working in God's calling, whatever that means for you, do what God told you to do, and you're going to be blessed. That's it. It's not going to always be easy. You're going to come through some hard times. Listen, trust me, I've been through a lot of hard times to get to this point. There's been times I want to give up, throw in the towel. I'm done. I don't want nothing to do with God no more. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have my moments, but you never stop. You never stop going. Let's see, Elder Drew, keep up the prayers. Waiting for my blue hat in the end. If you, like I said, hopefully your hat is coming. If it's not, reach out to our customer support. They'll give you some updates, because we had to do a vendor change again. We had to do a vendor change, but they got it rolling now. My dude in Utah got it rolling. He got it rolling. I'm gonna give him a shout out soon if it's okay with him. I gotta pass it by him. Y'all out, yo, Adrian, love your channel. Appreciate it. Todd, thanks so much. Doobie, God bless America. Thank you so much for another super chat. Tippy, his name is Mark Taylor. Yeah, Mark Taylor was the firefighter. He's a retired firefighter. Knocked him off of YouTube. You can find him on Twitter or at this website. Thank you for all you do, Brandon. God has you. Trust and believe, 100%. The will of God is all that matters. God bless, 100%. You should read a sleep story on Calm, because your voice is very soothing. I can't read that good, but God working on me, man. My reading I'm getting better, man. But y'all got to understand, man. The stuff that I do now is only because of God. They used to pick on me in school because I couldn't read that good. To this day, I don't understand why I just can't see the words that well. You're a true follower of Jesus Christ, and I respect you so much. I know your children are blessed, and to have a godly father, 100%. It's such a blessing, because God blessed me, man. You know, hopefully I'm able to continue that blessing down through my children. I always say the light always trumps the dark. We need you, and I too have a calling to get the word out, to continue our legacy, 100%. 100%, Susan. Let me see. I'm trying to get everybody in here. Let's see. DJC, thanks so much for joining the Tatum Squad. Preach, brother. God bless you, and stay vigilant. I'm going to pray right after this. I'm going to say a quick prayer. Let's see. Jason, thanks so much for the super chat. Keep spreading the truth, my friend. Who's the handsome man with the golden voice speaking facts? Appreciate it, Sam. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. I don't want to say that because that's a weird name or whatever. How do you know what God is calling you to do? I'll tell you in a minute. I think I have a message for you. Boston, thanks so much for the super chat. So the super chat was that how do you know what God wants you to do? First of all, you have to have a relationship with God, meaning you need to build your relationship with God. You need to be on your face. You need to be praying to God. You need to be seeking God. You need to value God over your own self, right? When you get to the point where you value God over your own life, when you're willing to lay down your whole life for God, that means all your aspirations, all of your convictions, everything that's in your personal life, you got to throw it aside and say, God, I'm just opening up for you to use me in whatever way you want to use me. I don't care about my own personal aspirations. I don't care about fame. I don't care about fortune. I don't care about my own personal reputation or what I gain on this earth. I just want to serve you, God. Present it to me. I'm an open vessel. Use me. When you do that, then God will begin to put things on your heart and give you talents and abilities and take you through some stuff to prepare you. Because when I was playing football, I thought God wanted football for me, not knowing that God wanted me to be here right now doing this. But I had to go through the hurt and pain and still be faithful to God. I had to also pursue being a police officer so I can learn, so I can gain a lot of things that I've gained from being a police officer. Courage, strength, all kind of stuff. Understanding how life works, being a conservative, like all of those things I learned my path being a police officer. I thought I was going to retire as a police officer. I went back to get my master's degree so I could be a police chief. But you have to be open to God changing stuff on you, right? If you think, hey, man, I have this landscaping business or whatever. I got a landscaping business. I know that it's going well. I think I can make it big or whatever. You got to be open to God saying you're going to have to sell that landscaping business and go in a different direction. You have to be open to it. And you have to be like, okay, God, you presented this opportunity. I'm just going to walk in it. And I'm telling you, this is a key. This is a key. And it ain't going to cost you nothing, but it'll change your life. This will change your life forever, in my personal opinion, if you can get this concept. My pastor told me, or mentioned at church service, that, and this man has accomplished so much. And I think he's in his 80s, preaching like he a 20-year-old. He's built churches all over the country. I think there's the church is called Dream City. I think there's Dream City churches all over the world, influence all over the world. This man is one of the greatest men to ever live, in my personal opinion. He's accomplished so much stuff that it blows my mind every time he speaks. It just blows my mind what he's been able to accomplish. He ran to raise money. He ran 400 miles in his 70s, 60s. Ran 400 miles from Arizona to California. Because God showed him a vision of him starting the churches in California. Started in LA, and then he brought them all over the country. But one thing that he said to me that just struck me was that he said he wished he would have taken more chances with God. He felt like he didn't do enough. He wished he would have taken more chances because God never failed. So if he never fails and you take more chances, then that means you're going to accomplish even more stuff. That's like God is like the ROI, the return on investment, meaning that if you put $10 in, you make $20 every time you put $10 in. I'm speaking a monetary value because it's an easy analogy on ROI if you're a business owner and you know what I'm talking about. You put $10 in, your ROI gives you $20. That's like God. You put your faith in there, God give you more. You put your dedication in there, you be open, you pray, you love people, you do these things, and your ROI is outrageous. Why don't you take more chances? Why don't you take more chances? And when you do those things, God can set you up. And you're going to know. Just like when I married my wife, I knew right away that was my wife. I knew I was going to marry her. It was very simple. It was easy. It was cool. We had it. It was good. Culture, thanks so much for the super chat. Is the hat price a single contribution or a collective contribution? Because my conservative contribution is about $129. You know what? Consecutive. I said conservative. My consecutive contribution is $129. You know what? We got to work on that, Colton, because we were talking about that in our last meeting, that there have been people who have given, because $150, if you give $150, you get a Tatum Report hat. We don't sell those hats. Those are exclusive to people that get $150. I think that we're going to make sure you do that. So if you're a person that you've given consecutively to the Tatum Report, and I'm assuming that that's what you're referring to, Colton. If you give consistently to the Tatum Report and you can prove, and we can go look your name up, just send it to us. We got a staff that does it. They can look it up and see if you contribute over $150. Anybody contributing over $150 to the Tatum Report will get a Tatum Report hat. If it's a one-time contribution or you have it on auto pay and you end up accumulating $150, you will get the Tatum Report hat. It's not for sale. So, Colton, yes, please email the Tatum Report website and email them and write that question in the email. We'll talk about it on our Thursday meeting, and I'll make sure that I get that to you. So once you get the $150, you will get a Tatum Report hat. We'll do that for everybody that has a total contribution of $150. I think that's fair. Keep on keeping on. Thank you so much for the super chat. Tommy Burnett is awesome. I live at the Dream City. He said, I live at the Dream City in L.A. for 2 years. Yeah, I might as well just say it, man. I want everybody to go to our church. You know, Tommy Burnett, Luke Burnett, them do some great men, man. Dream City Church is you know, it's the greatest church that I've ever been to. And, you know, if you live in the Phoenix Valley, you should go to that church. You should go to Dream City. In my person, if you don't have a church home, if you feel like you're not being fed, go to the church, man. They do so many great things. We donate to the church because they're doing so much great things. It's easy to donate to a body of Christ when they're doing so much stuff. You're not just donating so the pastor can get a Bentley. You know, you're donating because they got the food pantry. They help with foster kids. They help with sex trafficking victims. They house them. They doing stuff in Colorado City. That's why our pastor almost died doing an 800-mile hike in Colorado City. God had to save him because a boulder rolled over his head. And he broke a whole bunch of bones, but he lived. His daughter ended up finishing the trail, 800 miles. They're doing so much stuff in Colorado City. They're doing stuff all over the city. You know, turkey, bikes, clothes. You know, like they give clothes drops. So you bring your clothes, they can give them away to people. They do so much. It's so easy to serve at Dream City. And it's a blessing. Coulter. Did I say Colton? Coulter. So, Coulter, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to say a prayer, and we're going to get up out of here. I've been here for 2 hours and 30 minutes. We can keep going, man. There's 14,000 people watching. We can keep talking. We can keep going. Y'all want to keep going? Put a yes if you want to keep going. If people want to keep going, if that number stays at 14,000, then that means people want to keep going. If it dropped down to like 12, 10,000, that means people don't want to keep going. If you want to keep going, you want to keep chatting, I will keep talking. We got 14,000 people that are watching, and I will keep chatting. Matthew Burnett, Tommy's son, is awesome. Dream City. All right, then that mean we gonna keep talking. That means we're gonna keep talking. Let's talk about the COVID real quick, because I know I talk about this every time, but I got to keep reiterating it. I think that it's a fraudulent thing that they have pushed on the people, and it's time for us to make a change. You know, we can't keep letting them do us like this. They're thwarting our freedoms, and it's all done for control. You are a powerful speaker. Keep speaking the truth. I'll be at the thing in Arizona tomorrow for the hearing in Arizona. Giuliani will be there. I'm gonna be there. Also, I'll be in SAS in West Palm Beach. SAS, I think it's December the 19th through the 23rd. I'll be there. I'm one of the speakers. There's an event in D.C. on the 12th or the 13th of December. I'll be there. I'm a keynote speaker for one of the events. I'll be there. I'll be speaking. I think David Harris Jr. is going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. I'm flying out there. I'll be the keynote speaker for one of those things. Should I do a meet and greet in Phoenix? I think I'm gonna do a meet and greet one of these weekends in Phoenix. I can't make it too big because we don't have enough room to get everybody in there. I'm gonna try to see what I could do. My friend owned a restaurant. We've done meet and greets there. And I think I'm gonna do a meet and greet because I want to see y'all in the flesh. I want to see y'all in the flesh, man. I see people on here or whatever. I want to see you in the flesh. I think I might do a tour. I just got to, the COVID thing, it's all, how whack that is. But I really want to do a tour. I really want things to open up so we can meet each other face to face. Because I got people that support the channel all over the country, all over the world, but most of it is in America. Let me grab a couple of these super chats. Let's see. Say my name, please. Laugh out loud. Twilla. All right, give me a real name. If one is willing to toss away your freedoms for a slice of safety and security, then one deserves no safety and security. 100%. 100%. Praise the Emperor of Mankind, Trump. Thank you for keeping it 100. I mean, y'all, all I know how to do is keep it 100. I mean, that's all I know how to do is just keep it 100. Keep it a bill. Keep it a buck. Keep it a band. That's what my brother he would call it, keep it a band. Let me get on here and check out this stuff real quick. Make sure everything is operating. But man, I really appreciate y'all jumping on here, man. I mean, it's been such a blessing. You guys have been truly blessing this channel. And I can only words cannot describe how grateful I am. And just know, man, when you see me in public, come up and say what's up to me. I take pictures with anybody that want to take pictures with me. I'm not too good for it. When I'm at events, I take pictures to the last person is in line. To the last person. I don't. There ain't no. You know what I'm saying? Your boy is legit, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all have really been a true blessing to me, and that's why I continue to do this, man, because you guys like fuel. Like you guys fuel me. You know when I'm feeling like, dang, I'm going so hard. I'm trying to do what's right, and should I keep going? And when I see somebody and they go, Brandon, man, you keep going, keep fighting. It's like putting gas in the tank. Fill it up. Now I'm like, okay, I can do anything. Coach's Pit Barbecue, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see, Culture, thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, thank you for the recognition. It's Culture Meredith. I'll keep reminding you of my name. It gets wrong all the time. Keep it real, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you. But so when I see you guys out in the public and you say, "What's up, B Tatum? We love you, B Tatum, man. Just keep telling the truth. It gives me fuel." And I'm just like, yeah, baby, we're going to take over the country. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it really helps. Keep the good work, one office to another. I appreciate it. Hutch. God, and thank you for your service. So let me do this. Because I don't want to burn you out. I want you to be able to come back tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Hit the like button. Hopefully we get to 20,000 likes. I'm going to say a prayer, man. I think it's necessary that we pray because that's what we need in our country. That's what we need is to pray and to be diligent in our pursuit of God and his mercies on us. And so if you're joining, if you want to keep joining me, let's hit the like button so we can get to 20,000 likes. And just remember, any info on trucker strike, I haven't seen that, but Sky, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Sky, love you, Sky. So much heart and dedication in Sky. Sky blows me away at her heart. She just has such a servant heart. Would you come to Northern Virginia? My mom and I would love to meet you in person. Yeah, I got to pick a few places, and then we'll try to see where we can go from there. I'll pick a few places that's open and that we can meet without a restriction and BS. Palmer, thanks so much for joining the Tatum Squad. Again, the Officer Tatum, if you put Black Friday Matters, you'll get 25% off of the Officer Tatum store. So you can shop right after you get off of this live stream. But let's get this prayer in, man. I think it's invaluable for us to pray. So if you ever watch this, I open up with my song, The B Tatum Show. I say a prayer. I play a little Christian music in the background to set the atmosphere like we were talking about at church today. And then I give my little final spew, give my words of wisdom with the last song. So we'll say a quick prayer. I'm going to try to put the music down a little bit. I may keep looking up because I got to get this song to be longer because it sets the atmosphere. So I'm going to put the song on a little bit just to set the atmosphere and get everybody ready to pray. I'm going to smooth this process out a little bit because I just think it's real patchy right now. I want the show to be smoother. But we'll set the atmosphere, and before we pray, I want people to get their mind fixed on God and get their faith in a position where you can be able to receive the things that come from this prayer. I want people to understand this one thing, and one thing very clearly is that when you pray, you should be praying with expectation. You shouldn't be praying, guessing and hoping and wishing, and you should be praying with the expectation that God hears you and will answer your prayer. And that prayer is going to be yes, no, or wait. God is going to answer all of your prayers. It's going to be a yes, no, or wait. So when we pray, I want you to be thinking to yourself of the expectation that you have for God and the expectation that you have when we pray. And I'm going to lead us in prayer, but I want you to know that God can see everything that's in your heart. He understands the things that are concerning you that you may not even say, that you may not even utter out loud. And just because your prayer petition may not reach may not be vocal on this channel, obviously because I'm the one speaking, don't mean God is not listening. And I want us to understand that 12,000 people are on here right now, in and out. You know, some people are going to go in and out. 12,000 people are on here watching. 12,000 people praying to God on one accord with one mind is incredibly powerful. And I want us to understand that as we go before God in prayer, And I just want to thank y'all, first of all, for all the super chats and everything, all the support to the channel. And bow your heads and let's pray. Lord, thank you for waking us up for another day, a new opportunity, a new blessing, a new opportunity at life, to be alive, to see the wonderful things that you've created. Although there's been adversity this year, but God, you've been so good to us. You've been so kind to us in the United States of America. God, thank you for President Trump. Thank you for blessing us with a president that's going to stand up for religious freedom, that's going to stand up for the principles of God, at least allowing us to express our principles of our belief in you, God. Lord, we pray before we ask for anything, we want to show that we're thankful, and we want to pray that you forgive us as we forgive other people, knowing that if we cannot even forgive our neighbor, then God, you said in your word that you will not forgive us. So we pray, God, that you give us the strength, if we haven't already, to forgive other people. Those people that have hurt us, those people that have made us mad, those people that have done us wrong, people that have caused chaos and confusion in our life. God, I know that you're able to give us the power to forgive. And with that forgiveness that we've extended, God, we pray that you forgive us so we can come boldly to pray for things that are in our hearts, things that we desire, things that we need. And God, we know that you are the provider. We don't need to go to mama. We don't need to go to daddy. We don't need to go to our friends. We need to come to you, God, with the expectation that you will answer our prayers. And God, we pray that you bless everybody that's on this live stream, everybody that's here praying. Bless them according to their faith and according to the things that are in their hearts. God, heal the sick. God, heal depression. God, I want you to give strength to that person right now that's watching that have had struggles in their business because of this pandemic, some of which have lost their businesses. But God, I know that you're able to recover all things and help them to keep faith that you're going to make it greater than it was before the pandemic. You're going to make it even better than they could ever imagine. God, help them have the faith and strength to believe in that. Bless those that are struggling with damaged relationships. God, bless those who are prospering even now. Bless them to make proper decisions with the blessings that you've given them, that they may understand that it's only because of you that they've been able to be blessed in a season like we've seen in 2020. And God, we love you, we honor you, and we know that you got our backs, God. Keep us encouraged. Keep us motivated. Bless our finances, that we may be fruitful with the things that you've given us. Bless those who are out there who are looking for a church home, that's looking for somewhere to fellowship, somewhere to be, where the word is preached. God, send them to the right place. God, I know that you're able to do that. In Jesus' name, you're able to do that. God, I pray that you just send your spirit and let it be a blessing to the people who are watching on this live stream. And God, you put it on my heart earlier that we should pray for those who are watching that are not saved and who have not fully decided to commit to believing in you and to wanting to be a part of the kingdom. God, I pray for those people who are on this live stream right now who have not decided to fully commit to knowing you, God, and to serving you, God. I pray that you bring them in and give them an opportunity right now in the name of Jesus to say that, God, I want to serve you. I want to honor you. I want to be better than I was yesterday. I want to have a better relationship than I thought I had. I want to have a better relationship than I did last year. And God, I pray that you just receive them with open arms and let them know that you've heard their petition and that you are able to receive the love that they're ready to extend right now in the name of Jesus. Right now in the name of Jesus. I just feel like that somebody's getting free. Somebody's getting free right now in the name of Jesus. Amen. I just really think it's powerful to be able to pray like that and to be able to, I'm going to let the music keep playing, and to be able to, you know, just honor God. You know, there's people out here, and 12,000 people watching. There's people out here that want to be saved and want to have a fresh relationship with God. Want to be, you got sin that's holding you back, and you just want to be released. And I just pray that God release you from that ailment, that sin, whatever's holding you back, whether it's pornography or whether it's a hatred that you have against somebody, whether it's just being negative. I just know that God can free you, and I pray that God frees you and give you a better perspective, so that your relationship can just be better. Just receive it. That's all you got to do, is just receive it. All you got to do is just receive what God is already doing in your life. You just got to receive it. I just see somebody in my mind. I see somebody in their house. You know, it's dark in their house. The lights are off. It's just them, and they listening to this live stream. And this is for them. That person, that God is, you by yourself with God. Get by yourself with God and let God just turn it all the way around. Let him just turn it all the way around. I just feel that way. I'm not trying to act like I'm some hyper spiritual dude and I see all this stuff. I just feel like there's somebody out there, and I almost feel like I can see them in that position where they're in their house, in an apartment, small apartment, is dark, and you just ready for it, just turn it around. You're just ready for God to just turn it around. You know, it's just like you getting ready to turn that thing around, turn your whole life around. I think that's just such a blessing, man. And you just got to let it happen. Cry if you need to. Just cry. You know, I don't mean to be all hyper sentimental, but man, just cry. Sometimes you got to cry. You know, I'm telling you, man, I used to cry, man. I used to cry and cry and cry. I used to just sit by myself and just cry. When I was hurting, when I was sad, when things weren't going my way and I wanted to live for God, I just cried and cried and cried and cried till I got it all out. I mean, I was wailing till I got it all out. And I'm a big tough SWAT team member, grew up rough, rugged, but man, you just cry. Just get it out. Don't let nobody stop you. Cry. I used to go and get by myself and cry because I was too embarrassed to cry like that in front of other people. I just go by myself and just cry. Sometimes you got to just go and cry and get all of that out of your system. Just let God work that all out of your system. And then you're going to feel much better after you get it all out of your system. I'm just speaking off of things that I know, man. I'm just telling you what I know. I'm telling you what God did for me. And if he can do it for me, he can do it for you. I just really believe that. Just cry it out. Just get in that place with God where it's just you and God. Close your eyes, cry out, play your worship music. I mean, that's what I used to do. And somebody maybe this may be for somebody. I don't know. I used to put my worship music on. I find my highlight tapes of worship, the ones that get me, them songs that just really get me going, where I feel like they always get me on the edge of worship, like where I want to cry, I want to scream. Like I just get my highlight tape of those worship songs, and I turn the lights off, and I tell God is my witness. I used to be in my room, turn my lights off. My roommates would be gone. I put the music on. I lay on my bed and I just cry. And I just pray. And I say, God, help me. I'm angry with certain people. I want to fight certain people. God, I don't understand why you did this to me, or whatever the case may be. And I just cry and I cry and I cry. And God began to deal with me. And he began to release that evilness that's in me, or the anger that's in me, and I just feel so much better. And I really do pray that whoever needs to hear that can hear it. And that's enough of my Tatum preaching. So I got my other song. I'm going to close it out. All right, we're going to close this thing out. Y'all ready to go home? Y'all ready to go home? I think I'm ready to go home. I'm already at home. I'm ready to go to sleep. Let's see. B. Tatum, my wife and I watch you religiously. You give us hope. Keep spreading the truth. I will keep speaking the truth. And from one form of law enforcement to another, stay strong, stay safe. God bless you. Arizona Joe, thank you for your service. Brandon, you speaking to me. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I'm sitting in the dark and I'm praying right now. That's a blessing, man. You can roll the dice and figure it out, but God, I feel like that was on my heart, and God really put that on my heart that I could just see. I almost could see it. Brandon Tatum, you speaking the truth? Yeah, speaking to me. Okay, thank you so much. God sent you my way. I found it. Hey man, you are speaking directly to me from wanting a relationship with God, but struggling to lay in the dark in a small apartment. I see it. But let me tell you something. God is ready to make it happen. I see how preachers feel when you just feel like God is getting ready to do something for somebody. God is going to make it happen. Just receive it. That's all you got to do. The power of God is for everybody. The power of God don't have no limits. The power of God can go as far as you want it to go, it'll go. And if you sitting, like you said, people say they sitting in the room and you're doing that, make it happen. Make God happy. Love on him. Cry if you need to. Do what you got to do. God is going to save it. God is going to make a way. Don't ever forget that. I'm got to get out of here, or I'll be preaching to y'all for 4 or 5 hours. But I love y'all. That's why I'm doing this. Never quit. Never give up. Keep dreaming. Keep fighting. Keep up the good fight. I want y'all to understand that. Keep up the good fight. I love y'all.